the home of the Berwick Bulldogs. And Andy.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WPWX Berwick.
The Valley Sports Leader, HLM.
Sports Radio HLM presents Berwick Bulldogs football. District playoffs versus Wallenpaupack. Brought to you by Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick for all your home improvements. Yannick Real Estate, commercial and residential. Axis Gymnastics Academy, East 7th Street in Bloomsburg. First Columbia Bank and Trust, with you every step of the way. Riverview Block Inc. of Berwick. Welsh's Towing and Repair, towing, recovery, and lockout services. The Berwick Medicine Shop, now at 500 Fowler Avenue in Berwick. The Blaze Alexander Family Dealerships. ND Accounting and Consulting, your hometown CPA firm. Overhead Door Company of Berwick. The Mayo Funeral Homes of Berwick and Chickshinny. S.J. Kowalski Heating and Cooling, the way the earth intended. Don's Towing, Truck and Trailer Repair, Route 11 in Berwick. Independence Ford, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your partner for orthopedic and sports medicine care. And by Name Brand Liquidations in the Berwick Plaza on Route 11. Now from Crispin Field with Andy Ulickney, here's the voice of the Dogs, Jim Doyle.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight from Crispin Field in Berwick, it's the Bulldogs against the Buckhorns of Wallenpaupack High School in a District 2 Quad A quarterfinal. I am Jim Doyle. I'm joined by Andy Ulickney. The producer of this broadcast is Raven Klein. There was a time during the course of this 2021 regular season where neither Berwick nor Wallenpaupack looked like playoff teams. Wallenpaupack, after winning their first two games of the season, went on a 5-game losing streak before they rebounded. Berwick started the season 1-3, and that third loss was a humiliating rout at Selinsgrove. So at those times, both teams wondered what the future would bring. Well, the future has them into the District 2 quarterfinals. Wallenpaupack won 2 of their final 3 games, including a 24-0 win over Western Wayne on the regular season finale. Berwick comes into this game having won 5 of their last 6 games, and they come in as the number 4 seed with a 6-4 record. So it's the Bulldogs against the Buckhorns. Andy Ulickney with us for high school football playoff action tonight. Andy, normally when you go with an 8-team tournament, the most competitive game should be number 4 against number 5. Yeah. That's what we have, and that's what we might have.
It looks like it's going to be extremely competitive. You know, Berwick has the better record, but I think when you look at it objectively, I think the Buckhorns have played the tougher schedule. So we'll see how that all does pan out. Buckhorns have a very impressive team that's certainly going to compete very well against Berwick, and Berwick wants to prove something. They're on a little bit of a streak. They certainly want to end strong.
Size is not an issue for Wallenpaupack.
No, they are about as big as you can get. In fact, as I'm getting ready to look at my keys to the game, you can't get much more of a key than you look at the tackle at 250 and a Gonzalez at left guard at 260 if he were the starter. They're the small guys. When you go from the center across, they go 305, 390, or 295 and 290. They have a nose guard at 370. They're bigger than any high school team I can remember seeing, and they look athletic as well, Jim. They're not just big fellows. They're fellows who are talented at that size.
This time of year, a coach with his team in the playoffs likes to hope that his team is playing their best football. Both these teams kind of feel that way right now.
Yeah, I certainly think so with Berwick. Unfortunately, I've had to miss a few of the games where they've been building, but my understanding is last week they really took off and played well. They have that nice streak that's been going of wins versus losses in the second half of the year. And I think the Buckhorns feel that. You know, they have a nice little streak themselves as they've beat Western Wayne 24-0 in a game that leads well into this one.
Andy will be by later with the keys to tonight's game. When we return, we'll hear from Mark Watson, the head coach of the Buckhorns of Wallenpaupack. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Northeast Pennsylvania, it's your home. And no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, what you rely on most is security. When that house becomes a home, the moment you get that new car, when your dreams become a reality, it's times like this when you have to look to the experts for advice and financial peace of mind. They're there with innovative products and services to help you with your financial future every step of the way. Together, they will help dreams and goals become reality. They are more than a bank. They're your neighbor. They are First Keystone Community Bank. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
If you haven't been to name brand liquidations in the Berwick Plaza Shopping Center, you're missing out on great values. At name brand liquidations, you'll save money from 50 to 90% on everything imaginable. From furniture to food to bedding, you name it. Name brand liquidations not only sells a huge variety of merchandise, they feature name brands just like their name says, at low prices. When you're in the market for anything, shop at the store that has everything. Name brand liquidations. Wishing the Berwick Bulldogs a great season.
Sports injury got you down? No one knows sports medicine like Lehigh Valley Health Network and Coordinated Health. Their unrivaled sports team has the highest orthopedic success rates in the region. With more than 30 years experience, they put athletes first and provide same-day appointments. Don't let a sports injury slow you down. Learn more at lvhn.org/sports medicine or call 888-402-LVHN.
If you have a child that's interested in gymnastics, or if you've been practicing the sport for years, then Access Gymnastics Academy is where you want to be. Their dedicated coaches will teach you everything you need to know to perform your best, from the basics of flexibility, form, and style to advanced techniques that will improve your rhythm and style during a routine. Call Heidi Rebuck at Access Gymnastics Academy at 570-441-5969. That's 570-441-5969. Now enrolling for beginner to advanced classes at 917 East 7th Street in Bloomsburg.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Still a clear night here at Crispin Fields. We get ready to bring you postseason football. District 2 Quad A quarterfinal game. Berwick against Wallenpaupack. As we mentioned earlier, Wallenpaupack enters tonight's game with a 4-6 record. How does that compare to head coach Mark Watson's preseason expectations?
You know, it was interesting. Going into the season, we had high expectations, but our best lineman ended up not playing, and they ended up giving me that decision the day before heat acclimatization. So that was a huge blow to us right in the beginning. But, you know, we played the whole season now without him. You know, our line has been very young. Most of the time when kids weren't hurt or banged up, we were starting with 2 juniors and including a tight end, 4 sophomores. So very young along the line of scrimmage, but they're all good-sized kids and strong kids. So they've done well. But like I said, to start off the season losing that kid who was a returning all-league guy and, you know, one of our best linemen that we've had in many years here, that was a big blow to us. But, you know, to be where we're at right now, I'm very happy. And the thing I always tell our kids every year is we just want to be competitive. And every game, if you look at every one of our games, we were competitive in those. And, you know, we ended up 4-6, but we play the hardest schedule in the 4A District 2 playoffs.
T.J. Schmalzi has some great numbers. I looked at the defensive stats from his secondary spot. He has a lot of tackles. What makes him a good football player?
T.J.'s a very interesting kid. He started playing in 10th grade, you know, so he only has 3 years of football underneath his belt. But he's just a fierce competitor and a very good athlete. I mean, he's always looking to get into the action. You know, we started playing him a little last year, too, on the offensive side of the ball. And this year, I think he has 40 catches or so or more. He's just a really special athlete, you know, and he's really come to like football, and he's out there, and we can always rely on him to play hard every single down.
Well, I saw you at Saturday's game at Crispin Field, so you got the first-hand impression of Berwick. What'd you come away with?
You know, they're physical kids. They fly to the football, get off the ball. You know, they're explosive. Just really, really impressive kids. You know, just watching them. I love to see teams in person. You know, a lot of my staff, I said, let's go down and see them play. And, you know, Coach, we're going to see them, and we're going to have plenty of film on them. I just love seeing teams, you know, if you can see them in person. You know, I was just impressed by their stature, you know, not having a lot of weight, but, you know, big legs, big arms, you know, and the big thing is getting off the football and just being explosive. So I like the team they have. Really nice team.
Mark Watson, in his 16th season as head coach of the Buckhorns of Wallenpaupack, his career marks 74 and 88. He was an assistant coach for 14 seasons, took 1 year off, and then became the head coach. His Buckhorns come into this one as the number 5 seed in the District 2 Quad A playoffs with a 4-6 record. Berwick against Wallenpaupack. We'll check the starting lineups when we return. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Are you looking for a pre-owned truck? Well, we have over 80 in stock right here at Blaze Alexander Chevrolet in Muncie. We got regular cabs, crew cabs, and double cabs, Fords, Rams, Chevys, GMC trucks at a price you want and a payment you can afford. These trucks are red hot. Get them before they're gone. Stop and shop or visit us online at blazealexanderchevy.com. So don't waste your time going anywhere else. Stop in today at Blaze Alexander Chevrolet in Muncie.
The Berwick Medicine Shop at their new location, 500 Fowler Avenue in Berwick, has your favorite pharmacist team, like Kim, that you've trusted for more than 20 years, and they've gotten even better. Free blister packs, free home delivery with no tips, free COVID testing and rapid testing, and less than a 15-minute average wait time on prescriptions. Why would you go to the big box pharmacies where you might wait for days? Go to the name you know and trust, the Berwick Medicine Shop, and follow their Facebook page. Berwick Medicine Shop proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickashinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with pre-arranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
The community of Berwick knows Bulldog tough. So when it's time to remodel your garage or replace your overhead door, go with the quality doors and service the Red Ribbon represents. Look for the Red Ribbon logo. It's a symbol of 100 years of great doors, great installation, and great service. Give Overhead Door Company of Berwick a call, 570-759-3053, or visit their website at ohdberwick.com. Overhead Door Company of Berwick proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
High school marching band about to entertain here before this District 2 playoff game. It's a Quad A quarterfinal. Berwick against Wallenpaupack. Here's the starting lineup offensively for the visitors, the Buckhorns. The tight end, number 88, Jordan Santiago. He is a 6-foot, 210-pound sophomore. A couple of catches on the season, both of them for touchdowns. The left tackle is number 78, Ben Ostrowski. He is 6'2", 250, a sophomore. Eli Piper is the starting left guard. He wears number 66. He is 6'1", 230, a sophomore. Jake LaBelle, another sophomore, starts at center. He is 6'1", 305 pounds. The right guard is number 68, Mike Fitzgerald. 6 foot, 295 pounds, a junior. And the right tackle, number 58, Justin Kowalik. 6'1", 290 pounds, a sophomore. T.J. Schmosley is the wide receiver. He's 5'10", 190 pounds, a senior. Wallenpaupack has completed 63 passes on the season, and 43 of them have gone to Schmosley. He's averaging over 18 yards a reception and has caught 11 touchdown passes. The quarterback is Mabrat Levant, number 19, 5'11", 195, a senior, completing just under 56% of his passes for 943 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. He's also carried the ball for 216 yards and 5 touchdowns. The leading rusher on this team is Shadrach A.J. He wears number 1. He's a senior, 5'10", 185-pounder, 177 carries for 868 yards and 9 touchdowns. The fullback is number 33, Aiden Pearson, 6'1", 180, a sophomore. And the flanker, number 2, Tyler Capshaw. He's a 5'10", 130-pound senior. That's the starting lineup offensively for the Buckhorns under Mark Watson in his 16th season as head coach. They average 22 points a game, 129.2 rushing, 99 passing, and they've done well in the turnover margin of +8 for them. For Berwick, the tight end is number 4, Spencer Kishbaugh, a 6'3", 195-pound junior, 16 receptions of the season for 261 yards and 4 touchdowns. The left tackle, number 73, Gavin Cunningham, 6 foot 210, a senior. Liam Carroll, a sophomore, starts at left guard. Liam is 5'8", 190 pounds. Andrew Blockus is the starting center. He is 6'1", 215 pounds, a senior. Bruce Hartman, who started the season as the starting center, will start at right guard in this one. Bruce is 6'1", 215, a junior. And the right tackle is number 70, Xander Unger, 6'3", 265, a senior. The leading receiver for the Bulldogs is number 7, Dre Wilk. He's 5'11", 175 pounds, a junior. 18 receptions for 139 yards and 1 touchdown. The second leading receiver, just one behind him, is number 17, Benny Knorr. 5'11", 190-pound senior. Knorr also is the leading rusher on this team. 570 yards and 6 touchdowns. Just under 6 yards to carry, and he is coming off a magnificent performance last week in the regular season finale against Wilkes-Barre area. 200 yards rushing for him in that game. We'll see a couple of fullbacks for the Bulldogs. Number 34, Tristan English, 5'11", 185, a junior. And number 33, Jimmy DeAndre, 5'11", 200 pounds more. As the starting lineup offensively for the Bulldogs under Carmen DiFrancesco in his 3rd season as head coach, but his 25th overall. At 6 different schools, the Bulldogs come in with a 6-4 record, having won 5 of their last 6 games. The keys to tonight's game, Andy Lickney.
Well, Jim, I'm looking at this one as a defensive battle. I think both teams' defenses are the strongest part of their program. And when you look at it, one side defensively is going to be very big and very strong. That's going to be Wallenpaupack. And Berwick has to do it pretty much with speed and athleticism. So it's going to be an interesting contrast in styles. Offensively, the teams somewhat mirror each other in style and schemes, the type of running plays that they go with. Their hopes that play action is going to make something happen and open the pass downfield. And I think the defense it's going to be who's going to stop the run, and that's probably going to be the difference. When you look at the Buckhorns offensively, you went over the size. The original lineup we were given, there were 250 and 260 on the small side of the line. At center, 350 pounds, and then to the right of that, 295 and 290. That's 280 pounds a man average. A little bit smaller where they've made a change at left guard. They can add in the tight end. He's a good size, too. When they put in the first 6 people that would be blocking, they go 268. They like to run power. They run it behind that. We're going to see Shadrach A.J. He averages 5 yards a carry. He's strong, about 86 yards a game, and, that might be higher if they played a weaker schedule, but they played very good competition. Somehow Berwick needs to neutralize that size and power, shut down the run, and, that's going to be a challenge. Now, Berwick's played exceptional D, and they basically do it because they have great personnel. And, the coaching staff puts them in the right spots. They make the proper defensive calls. They blitz. They stunt. They do things, to keep their personnel a little unpredictable. But when you look at the star quality personnel, almost any team in the area would feature a player like Taji Taylor. They certainly feature a Spencer Kishbaugh. They feature an Andrew Blockus, a Harrison Snyder, an Alex Hacker, a linebacker like Tristan English, a leading tackler in Bo Sheptock, and you can't forget Dre Wilk with all of that. So it's a star-studded defense with good complementary parts, and it's a question of, which way is this going to go? Can they match the size and strength of Wallenpaupack's line and stop that run, or there's something finally give in, and this, star power meets its match. We'll see. Flip it around, Wallenpaupack's D, it's probably the stronger side of the football for them. We mentioned their size, but no one's the size of their nose guard. Sam Phillip is 6'2", 370 pounds, and you're just not going to move him out of there. To his left is a 305-pounder, and Jake LaBelle, who doubles as the center. So they're big, they have good size at linebacker and good athletes, and the secondary is considered the strongest unit of the defense. In particular, T.J. Schmalze, he's the leading tackler on the team. He's very aggressive, likes to come up and pop. So, it's a group that hopes to slow down Berwick's Benny Knorr. Benny Knorr has basically been the key of the game plan. He's been unstoppable, for many teams. Berwick features him, and then their play is off of him with play action or counters or some alternate people in jet sweeps, but he's the thing. So we'll see which defense can neutralize the running game of the other, Jim, and I think that's the key to the game.
You and I have really admired the play of Andrew Blockus as a two-way player for this Berwick team. He wasn't a two-way player to start the season, but after an injury, he took over at center, has done a great job there. I think the game within the game will be Andrew Blockus against the 370 pounds.
And we'll see how he does. There's so much that technique can do. You keep your low base, you use your hands, you fend people off, you move left and right. And I think the coaching staff will probably give him the ability to slant left or slant right and move toward the gaps. I certainly would. I don't think you take on a man who's going to have that much weight advantage on you straight on. So I think you'll see slanting toward the gaps and allow him to use quickness and technique. But you're right, he's an amazing player, Jim. He's been forced into punting duties. And when you move from a standard lineman position to the snapper, that's a big move. And it's even harder with everything being shotgun anymore. And his defensive play has been outstanding. He's been an incredible player, maybe the MVP on this Berwick team.
When you talk about a Wallenpaupack offense, they don't throw the ball very much, a little over 8 passes a game. But I don't ever remember seeing one receiver dominate a receiving corps like T.J. Schmalze. They have completed 63 passes. 43 of them have gone to him.
He really does. 78 yards a game for a team that only averages about that per game. So he's been incredible with his numbers. He must be very tough to cover. He is 5'10", 190 pounds, so he has the strength. I'm sure he has speed. We'll see what makes him special as this game does develop and which of the Berwick corners, and if Berwick chooses to double up with the safeties, how they choose to go. But it's primarily a running team, and I think Berwick's going to want those safeties up against the run. We'll see as the game goes what strategy they use.
Berwick against Wallenpaupack. This is just the third meeting between these two schools. They played twice during the regular season, in 2000 and 2001, and Berwick won both of those handily. So the Bulldogs against the Buckhorns. We'll be back with the kickoff. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal and total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
S.J. Kowalski Heating and Air Conditioning sells comfort. Since 1972, S.J. Kowalski understands the importance of doing business locally. They service what they sell and take pride in customer satisfaction. S.J. Kowalski is a trained comfort specialist, a Lennox dealer, and they are Northeastern Pennsylvania's premier dealer of Mitsubishi ductless mini split systems. S.J. Kowalski also sells and installs energy-efficient Rinnai water heaters and geothermal systems. Call 1-888-KOWALSKI and ask about special promotions and zero-interest financing.
Yannick Real Estate is your full-service real estate agency. Buying, selling, residential, commercial, multifamily, land, and rental management. Call Yannick Real Estate. Owner Mike Yannick, a veteran himself, served his country and has been serving this area for decades. Mike and his staff will guide you through the real estate process. Veterans, be sure to check the VA loan options. Yannick Real Estate, your full-service real estate agency. 1232 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 759-3300.
Sports injury got you down? No one knows sports medicine like Lehigh Valley Health Network and Coordinated Health. Their unrivaled sports team has the highest orthopedic success rates in the region. With more than 30 years experience, they put athletes first and provide same-day appointments. Don't let a sports injury slow you down. Learn more at lvhn.org/sports medicine or call 888-402-LVHN.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick. The roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding, specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
S.J. Kowalski Heating and Air Conditioning is proud to offer the Air Scrubber by Aris. It reduces exposure to common bacteria and viruses and their health effects. Air Scrubbers don't just treat the air, they also help to clean the surfaces of your home, such as countertops, bathrooms, kitchens, and doorknobs. The Air Scrubber is quick and easy, designed to fit into your existing HVAC system. Learn more by calling 1-888-KOWALSKI or on the web at sjkowalski.com.
Are you looking for a pre-owned truck? Well, we have over 80 in stock right here at Blaze Alexander Chevrolet in Muncie. We got regular cabs, crew cabs, and double cabs, Fords, Rams, Chevys, GMC trucks at a price you want and a payment you can afford. These trucks are red hot. Get them before they're gone. Stop and shop or visit us online at blazealexanderchevy.com. So don't waste your time going anywhere else. Stop in today at Blaze Alexander Chevrolet in Muncie.
It won't be long before tax time rolls around, so remember to visit Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting for your income tax needs. ND Accounting and Consulting handles both business and individual taxes, as well as offering a variety of accounting services, including payroll, auditing, and bookkeeping. For tax and accounting services, look for Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting with 2 locations, 214 Pine Street in Berwick and 5929 Main Road in Sweet Valley.
Sports injury got you down? No one knows sports medicine like Lehigh Valley Health Network and Coordinated Health. Their unrivaled sports team has the highest orthopedic success rates in the region. With more than 30 years experience, they put athletes first and provide same-day appointments. Don't let a sports injury slow you down. Learn more at lvhn.org/sports medicine or call 888-402-LVHN.
Welsh's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welsh's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welsh's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jumpstart, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welsh's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welsh's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
The community of Berwick knows Bulldog tough. So when it's time to remodel your garage or replace your overhead door, go with the quality doors and service the Red Ribbon represents. Look for the Red Ribbon logo. It's a symbol of 100 years of great doors, great installation, and great service. Give Overhead Door Company of Berwick a call, 570-759-3053, or visit their website at ohdberwick.com. Overhead Door Company of Berwick proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Great rendition of our national anthem, the choral group, the Modernaires, in the press box here at Crispin Field prior to this District 2 Quad A quarterfinal game between Berwick and Wallenpaupack. The coin toss won by the Buckhorns. They defer to the second half, so Berwick will get the ball to start tonight's game. The referee is Mike Monahan. John Basic is the umpire. The linesman is Bill White. Mark Burns is the line judge. The field judge is Jamal Baton. Dave Navraki is the side judge. Kevin Grassi is the back judge. If that sounds like a lot of people, it is 7 because we are in the postseason.
Big time. You step up, get that full complement of people. More people in the secondary really is what you get. Field judge, side judge, and back judge. 3 people watching for pass interference, although I don't know how much we're going to see of passing in this game, Jim. I think it's going to be a run-oriented game.
Benny Noor and Ryan Bank is deep for Berwick. Berwick about as healthy as they have been at any point in the season. They are without Braden Boone, who's a two-way starter at wide receiver and in the secondary. He would be one of the return men as well.
If they get a chance to return, Jim, this is one strong kicker in Ryan Levant. You mentioned a goodly number of touchbacks.
Roman Levant. He has a terrific leg. 22 touchbacks on the season for him. So Berwick moving from our right to our left as we view things here in the opening half. Roman Levant, the brother of the starting quarterback for the Buckhorns, Mobret Levant.
Left-footed kicker, Jim, soccer style, approaching the ball in the middle of the field, and we're off.
His kick very, very high. It'll be fielded at the 4-yard line by Benny Noor. Up the middle of the 15, the 20. It opens up at the 30, the 35, the 40. And he gets all the way to midfield and into Buckhorn territory. An electric start to this game by Benny Noor.
Roman Levant, the kicker, had to slow him down as he approached midfield. Initiated the collision, and then another man chasing from behind helped bring him down. But great field position as Benny Noor crosses midfield, and they'll start at the Buckhorn 48.
48 yards on the kick return by Benny Noor, and Berwick 1st and 10 at the Wallenpaupack 48-yard line. Slot to the left. Wing to the right. Out of the gun. Lonzinski hands the ball to Noor off the right side, and nothing doing. He is brought down the play. There is a flag. This Wallenpaupack defense is a 3-4. Jake LaBelle, Big Sam Phillip, and Justin Gugon, the front 3. Outside linebackers, Jordan Santiago and Jason Realis. Inside, Aiden Robertson and Tony Ionetta. Chris Quigley and Andrew Magistro are the corners. Justin Stella and T.J. Schmalzi are the safeties.
It was Jordan Santiago who came across and met Benny Noor in the backfield, but he must have grabbed the face mask, Jim. So they're marking that one off. 15-yard penalty on the first play of the game, and Berwick now has the ball on the 34 of the Buckhorns.
Bulldogs break the huddle. Rowan Slobinski is in a slot to the left side. Leading receiver Dre Wilk outside of him. Lonzinski again out of the gun. Noor to his left. First down call from the 34-yard line. Noor gets the call, tries the right side, cuts it inside, gets to about the 32-yard line, and that's about it.
Justin Realis coming up and putting a good shock on him, keeping to a 2-yard gain. I'm a little surprised after the long sprint on the kickoff by Benny Noor that they went with him on the first play, and now again here on this play. They might give him a little bit of a breather.
2nd down and 8, Berwick at the Wallenpaupack 32-yard line. Slot to the right side. Tajee Taylor, tight end on the left. Lonzinski out of the gun, toss right side to Benny Noor, looking for room, makes a nice cut, gets the first down near the 20-yard line. Play was going outside right. Noor made a nice cut to the inside, picked up extra yardage, and a Berwick first down at the 23, 9 yards on the carry.
He read the great block by Spencer Kishbaugh on the outside. Kishbaugh sort of an inch back, went outside, took the outside backer, and he wanted to cover, take him inside, give him the sideline. But that wasn't the case. Took him where he'd go, widened him quite a bit, and then that fine cut, as you mentioned, by Benny Kishbaugh.
The ball at the 23-yard line. Benny Noor is the running back to the right of Matt Lonzinski. Noor gets the call, tries to get outside left. Buckhorns read it well, but he makes a great cut to the 20, to the 15, and down near the 11-yard line. Boy, from our vantage point, it looked like Wallenpaupack had played that well, stringing it out, but somehow Knorr found an opening and picks up 11 yards to 12 and another Berwick first down.
Yeah, he's running like a man possessed, Jim. I'd have spelled him a little bit somewhere, give him a little time to catch his breath. But instead, it's feed me the ball. The adrenaline rush is there, and he's running with a lot of enthusiasm.
Berwick first and 10 at the 12-yard line of Wallenpaupack. Now an I formation. Knorr at the tail of the tandem. Lazinski under center for the first time. Gives to Knorr. And he tries the left side. He gets one, maybe two on the play near the 10-yard line.
Following that, fullback off the left side. Standard isolation play. Hitting the B gap between the left guard and the left tackle. Fullback leading on through to try to make some ground, but very limited yardage, less than a yard actually.
And they mark it at the 11. We'll call it second down and 9. Sam Phillip, that 370-pound nose guard, in on that last stop for the Buckhorns. Slot to the right side. Jimmy Deandra is the fullback. Offset I behind Lazinski, who's under center. From the 11, toss sweep right side to Knorr, hit behind the line, and Schmolz, he brings him down for a loss back at the 15-yard line.
Cheating him up, Jim. He plays safety, but he cheats up like a linebacker. They know that Berwick wants to run Benny Knorr. He might be playing a monster king directly on him. Might be time to alter that. They're going to lose about 4 on that one.
They mark it at the 16. We'll call it third down and 14 for Berwick. Benny Knorr comes off. He'll not be in on this play. Ryan Bankus comes in for him.
Ball's on the right hash, wide side of the field to the left. A little harder for Lazinski to roll in that direction and make an accurate throw.
Slot to the right side. Bankus goes wide left. Berwick doesn't like what's going on. They burn a timeout. 7:57 to go. Opening quarter scoreless. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Riverview Block of Berwick, with over 75 years of service, can handle all your block and concrete needs. They carry all sizes of concrete block, including decorative E.P. Henry landscaping block. Their concrete is PennDOT approved and delivered with front discharge trucks. Riverview Block also carries masonry supplies, tools, cement, sand, and stone. For prompt delivery, call Riverview Block, 570-752-7191. Riverview Block is proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Third down and 14 for the Bulldogs following their timeout. 7:57 to go in a scoreless first quarter. Berwick with the football at the Wallenpaupack 16-yard line.
Benny Knorr still on the sideline, Jim.
3 receivers to the left, rolling that way is Lazinski. Doesn't see anything, steps up into it, fires and overshoots his mark. He had Spencer Kishbo open over the middle at the 10, and now 4th and 14. Brendan Hinkle's done a good job with extra points, but Berwick has not converted on a field goal this season. They're going to try one here.
Going to be a sharp angle. Ball's over on the right hash. And they're in close enough where the angle becomes significant. He has the leg to do it. These would be significant points.
Braden Boone normally does the holding. He's out with an injury. Benny Knorr will assume that assignment. The hold will be at the 23. This will be a 33-yard field goal attempt by Brendan Hinkle. Snap is a good one. The hold is good. The kick is a line drive kick that goes through. Brendan Hinkle comes through. 7:48 to go in the opening quarter. Berwick 3, Wallenpaupack nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Discover the money-saving benefits of a new Bazing checking account from First Columbia Bank. Save money while you support our local businesses. You can save 10% on children's clothing, cameras, auto repair bills, or haircuts. You can get free bagels with a purchase or upgrade those chips to fries for free. And there's more. Not only will you save money with local and national shopping and dining deals, you'll also get cell phone protection, roadside assistance, prescription drug savings, and more. Visit First Columbia Bank to open your Bazing checking account today.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
First possession of the game for the Bulldogs results in points. The first field goal of the season for senior Brendan Hinkle from 33 yards out. And Berwick has a 3-0 lead, 7:48 remaining in this opening quarter. 7-play drive for the Bulldogs to start. Hinkle's kick is a beauty. A.J. back to the 1-yard line. He is hit, and he'll be dropped short of the 20-yard line. Great coverage downfield by the Bulldogs.
James DeAndre was the first man down. Grabbed him by one hip, spun him, tried to grab the other hip. Couldn't finish the play, but it slowed him down, knocked him off balance a little bit to where the rest of the Bulldogs came down and then finished the tackle. So they're going to spot the ball here on the 20-yard line.
Berwick defensively across the front with Harrison Snyder, James DeAndre, Andrew Blockus, and Alex Hacker. Make that Liam Carroll rather than DeAndre. Linebackers Spencer Kishbaugh, Tristan English, Betty Knorr. Corners Rowan Slabinski, Josh Kishbaugh getting a start in place of Braden Boone. As the first play from scrimmage from the Buckhorn is a run by A.J. up the middle, and he gets about 3 to the 23-yard line.
Good team defense, but Andrew Blockus was the man who was able to finish it off. They'll keep it to about a long 2, short 3 yards on that.
2nd and 7 coming for the Buckhorns. Berwick getting that great kick return by Benny Knorr to start this game, leading to that field goal by Hinkle, and the 3-0 lead as the Buckhorns face a 2nd down and 7 at their own 23-yard line.
Benny Knorr did a good job holding and spinning the threads away, too.
Levant out of the gun, play action, back to throw, and he's looking long, and he's got his man Schmaltzy, and he's all the way to the Berwick 35-yard line. Levant on target to his favorite target, T.J. Schmaltzy. Big play for the Buckhorns.
Rowan Slavinsky had him kind of step for step, but then the speed of Schmaltzy gave him a little bit of separation. The ball really heaved on a long spiral, nice and high. Schmaltzy able to run under it, had the step on Slavinsky, able to make the catch before being pulled down.
42 yards on the reception, 1st and 10. Wallenpaupack at the Berwick 35-yard line. I formation. A.J. is the tailback in the I. He gets the call off the right side, has a pretty good push from that big front, and gets to the Berwick 29-yard line.
And Berwick's front getting in there. Hacker was in there. We saw Liam Carroll get in there. Then the linebackers finished. But not until the offensive line got the push. And then Shadrach A.J. able to stretch it for a good 6.
2nd down and 4. Wallenpaupack trailing 3-0 with 5:58 to go in the first. Threatening at the Berwick 29-yard line. Slot to the right side.
Tight splits.
I formation again, under center. Albrecht, play action, back to throw. Big pass rush. He's going to keep the football. Gets by one man and another and dragged down right about the line to go for the first down.
Benny Knorr eventually corralling him with a high tackle. Had him by the shoulder pads, but not enough to be called a horse collar. A.J. Hacker blitzed hard from the left side from his defensive end position. It looked like he was going to grab a hold of the quarterback's jersey. He missed, and therefore he then lost contain. Quarterback rolled to the right, had enough speed to get by one man before Benny Knorr pulled him down just about a foot short of the chains.
3rd down and 1. Wallenpaupack at the Berwick 26-yard line. I formation behind the quarterback with Brett Levant. It's actually a power eye to the left. They brought a blocking back in there. Really tight splits. Here's a 3rd down, a quarterback keeper, and a 1st down off the right side for quarterback Maybrand.
Yeah, you mentioned the tight splits, Jim. They're heel to heel in there, and that means you're just going to wedge block it. On the snap count that the offense knows, center Jake LaBelle, 305 pounds, and right guard Mike Fitzgerald. They're going to charge forward using Justin Kowalik, the 290-pounder. He went off that right side by design. It's the big side, and that's going to be impossible to stop. You just can't let them get 3rd and that short. That quarterback sneak's always going to be there.
1st and 10, Buckhorns at the Bulldog 23-yard line. Slot to the left side. I formation. Levant under center. gives the ball to A.J. off the right side, and not much doing. Tristan English was right there to make the play.
He filled the offensive line, took the defensive tackles, and it opened up the A gap, and Tristan English saw it opening, and he came straight on up. And despite being 7 yards deep in the eye, Shadrach A.J. could not get past Tristan English.
A yard on the play to the Berwick 22-yard line. 2nd down and 9 for the Buckhorns, under 4 minutes in a fast-moving first quarter. Berwick with a 3-0 lead. Aiden Pearson is the fullback, ahead of A.J. in the eye. 2nd down and 9. Levant, straight drop back to throw. Fires over the middle, the ball is intercepted. Return on the far sideline, and Spencer Kishbaugh at midfield. To the far side, 35-30. One cut to make. Makes it at the 15, the 10, the 5, and he's in for a Berwick touchdown. Spencer Kishbaugh, for the 2nd time this season, picks off a pass and goes the distance.
Quarterback Brett Levant wanted to throw a slant to his favorite receiver, Schmazalze, but he overthrew it. He led him too far, and it went right into the chest of Spencer Kishbaugh. Kishbaugh kind of surprised that it's there, then takes off to the right. It's a short pass, so before you know it, he's past the line of scrimmage, the original line, and the only man to stop him would have been Levant, the quarterback. That's the man that he deked out at about the 15-yard line, pushed on past him, and then on into the end zone.
Spectacular play by Spencer Kishbaugh, who's been a spectacular performer for the Bulldogs this season. The extra point attempt by Hinkle is up and through. Timeout on the field. 3:16 to go, opening quarter. Berwick 10, Wallenpaupack nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLN.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickshinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with pre-arranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
Berwick Bulldog football, HLN.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLN.
Berwick Bulldog football,
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick,
HLN.
On week 2 against Crestwood here at Crispin Field, Berwick's outstanding junior Spencer Kishbaugh returned an interception, 55 yards for a touchdown. Moments ago, he outdid himself, 75 yards on the return for the touchdown, and Berwick extends their lead over Wallenpaupack to 10-0 with 3:16 to go in this opening quarter. Hinkle following his extra point. Kick is high and deep, and back to the 3-yard line is A.J. to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35, hit and dropped at the 43-yard line.
The kicker, Jim Brendan Hinkle, came up and threw his shoulder at that man and rocked him to the ground. He came like a beeline. He plays the safety. He's at midfield, and he saw that man was breaking up along the numbers on the Berwick sideline. He made a beeline to him and threw the shoulder in. He was the only man who could have made the play, not just grabbing or flailing, but a rock-solid shoulder into the man and brought him to the ground.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see kickers make a play, but usually it's grabbing the ankles or something like that. That was head-on head, and now Hinkle being tended to on the sideline. That was a 40-yard return by A.J., and now Wallenpaupack will use a timeout. 3:07 to go in the opening quarter. Berwick leads 10-0. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Don's Towing on Route 11 in Bloomsburg can handle any tow, whether it's a car or big rig, 24/7. Don's has roadside assistance, and your satisfaction is their priority. They always have a truck available, and you'll never wait more than 20 minutes to be picked up and on your way again. Don't let a flat tire ruin your day. Don's Towing will help you get where you need to go without breaking the bank. They accept all insurances, and those that pay out of pocket will appreciate their low prices. Don's Towing, Route 11, Bloomsburg, or check out their Facebook page.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Quarter for Berwick's senior kicker, Brendan Hinkle. He's had 2 wonderfully long kickoffs. He's had a 33-yard field goal, his first of the season. He's had an extra point, and on a kick return by Wallenpaupack, he put a big hit on the returner, AJ. And Berwick with a 10-0 lead, 3:07 to go in the opening quarter. Wallenpaupack following their timeout, 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line. High formation, Capshaw goes in motion right to left. AJ gets the call off the right side and picks up just a couple to the 45-yard line. Alex Hacker, Andrew Blockus among the people in on the play for the Bulldogs.
And Bruce Hartman also coming in and being part. So Berwick is able to escape the blocks in that case near the line of scrimmage where 3 defensive linemen are able to get a piece of the ball carrier. He's deep in the eye, so it takes a little while for him to get to the line of scrimmage. And Berwick's doing a nice job of getting separation from these big linemen, even despite the tight splits they're taking.
2nd and 8, Buckhorns at their own 45-yard line. Schmalzi wide to the right. Benny Knorr on him. Knorr playing a corner position. The quarterback on a keeper straight ahead and nothing to it. Maybe a half yard on the play.
Taji Taylor read it from the offside linebacker position, chased him, and at first missed the angle. But then he bounced into his own lineman, bounced back, and Taji Taylor at that point in position to finish him off for a very short gain.
3rd down and 7. Buckhorns at their own 46-yard line. Brett Levant, their senior quarterback, goes to the sideline after every play to get the play call. He's got his favorite target, T.J. Schmalzi, wide to the left side for this 3rd and 7. Levant will operate out of the gun.
Passes at 58%.
Back to throw, steps up into it. Berwick in pursuit. He'll be brought down the 49-yard line. Alex Hacker from his defensive end position making the play.
He chased him and then chased him forward toward Taji Taylor, who made him slow down. So the 2 of them joined in on the tackle. Taji Taylor in that instance may have been spying on the quarterback, who does like to run.
Roman Levant back to do the punting. Brett Levant, his brother, and the quarterback does the long snapping on the punts.
Watched him warming up. It was interesting. Left-footed kicker and punter. Very strong leg. Comes off the leg a little differently. You have to watch the return people. Make sure they eye it in.
His kick is a good one. Benny Knorr lets it go, and it will go out of bounds, or did they touch it near the 15-yard line?
I thought there was a first touching by Justin Stella, Jim. See how they do mark it. The official was right there, and it looks like they want to put it at the point it hit his right hand before angling out of bounds about 5 yards further.
So we'll be at the 15-yard line. That's where Berwick will put it in play with 46.5 seconds remaining in a fast-moving opening quarter. Berwick leading this one by a score of 10-0.
Just their second series, Jim. 1 passing attempt on a 3rd down off of a scramble went incomplete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs by Benny Knorr otherwise after the great return.
Bo Sheptok is in the offense. He is in a slot to the right side. Lunzinski out of the gun. Berwick from their 15. Matt Lunzinski back inside the 5. Gets the pass away to Spencer Kishbaugh. Breaks the tackle and gets to the 20.
He had to go low to make the catch. Basically released from H-back sideways near the line of scrimmage. Caught the pass, had to go low, and didn't quite have his balance. Stumbled ahead and then got tripped, but with his long frame, they're going to call it almost a 5-yard gain.
2nd down and 5, Bulldogs at their own 20. Perhaps the final play of this opening quarter upcoming.
I like the call, Jim. Get the Matt Lunzinski into that passing rhythm with a nice short toss.
Dre Wilk wide left, slot to the right. Benny Knorr to the right of Lunzinski. Knorr gets the handoff, tries the right side, breaks 1 tackle and another, and gets close to a first down. What an effort by Benny Knorr on the final play of this opening quarter with the score. Berwick 10, Wallenpaupack, nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick. The roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding, specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
1 quarter in the books here at Crespin Field in this District 2 Quad A quarterfinal. Good first quarter for Berwick. They lead Wallenpaupack by a score of 10-0. So we start the second quarter. The Bulldogs have it at their own 23-yard line. They'll be moving from our left to our right. They'll be facing a 3rd down and 2.
3rd and 2. Benny Noor has been the go-to guy throughout this gym. 2 passing attempts. Kishbach caught the 1 for 5 yards. Otherwise, Benny Noor has been the rest of the offense on running plays. He's the most powerful of the backs, so unless you did something deceptive, counter play, which I think you'd expect to see Benny Noor here.
3rd down and 2. Berwick. High formation. Noor is the tailback. Lenzinski under center. Gives the ball to Noor. Tries the left side. Looking for the first down yardage, and I don't think so.
I don't know. Getting in was Justin Stella, Jim, and he caught him in the backfield by the knees. So it's going to be a 4th and short coming up. Oh, the length of the football or so, but most conservative coaches certainly would punt in this situation. Most moderate coaches would punt in this situation. I think most liberal coaches would punt in this situation, but I'm not seeing the punter.
Nope, Matt Lenzinski went to the sideline, got the play call. Maybe they'll just try to draw him off, or maybe the quarterback keeper, which has been effective for Berwick this season.
Blockus has been strong, but you have a 370-pound nose.
The handoff to Noor, and he gets the first down, but the ball is loose around the 27-yard line, and Wallenpaupack has come up with the football. So Berwick did get the first down, but Eddie Noor loses the handle on the football, and Aiden Robertson, the linebacker, comes up with the recovery.
Yes, he does, Jim. He had the penetration coming off the right side. They avoided the big nose. He fought, but in the fight, the ball's going to be stripped out, punched out, as he continues to make sure he has that first down yardage. And yes, it was Robertson who gets the recovery. Even if Berwick recovered, I don't think it would have had the distance. It might have bounced back a little.
1st and 10 for the Buckhorns. Moving from our right to our left in this second quarter. They have it at the Berwick 26-yard line. Trying to cash in on the fumble recovery. AJ is the tailback in the eye. Call goes to him, tries the left side, and nothing doing.
Well, it was a single digit with a lot of strength in there. It might have been Tajee Taylor, who's been having a very good first half, Jim. Got in, grabbed him by the waist, and pulled Shadrack AJ back. They'll give him about a foot.
2nd down and 9. Buckhorns at the Berwick 25. Bulldogs with a 10-0 lead. Clock running, 10:45 remaining in this opening half. Capsule wide to the right. Schmalzley wide left. Single back now behind the quarterback Levant. It's AJ. He gets the call off the right side, and Tristan English is across that line of scrimmage in a hurry. Limits him to a half yard, if anything. Boy, great job by the middle linebacker, Tristan English.
Yes, it was. Eli Pfeiffer pulled from left guard, Jim, and he had a great block on the man at the point of attack. But we've been seeing Tristan English with his vision filling the holes, and he filled strongly on that to stop any damage.
3rd down and 9. Buckhorns at the Bulldog 25-yard line. Slot to the right side. Santiago splits wide left. Levant under center. One running back. That's Shadrack AJ. Back to throw. Levant. Big pass rush. Rolls left, looking downfield. Fires at the last moment. Diving Diving attempt by Schmalzli at the 5-yard line. Can't come up with it. Incomplete.
Throwing as he's rolling to the left. It's hard to be as accurate as you like. The receiver was open, crossing at about the 4. But it was low, below the knees, and when he tried to get down and get it, he could not. Berwick's losing contain. They're worried about getting sacks with the defensive ends. That's the second time they've lost contain and trying for the sack. I think you want to make sure you keep this quarterback in the pocket, not let him get out wide. Whoa, big field goal attempt coming.
Roman Levant has kicked one from 45 on the season. This one will be from 42 yards out. He's 6 for 9 overall in field goal attempts. Snap, placement, kick is on the way. It's plenty long enough, and it is good. Timeout on the field, 9:31 to go in the first half of play with the score. Berwick 10 and Wallenpaupack 3. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
If you haven't been to Name Brand Liquidations in the Berwick Plaza Shopping Center, you're missing out on great values. At Name Brand Liquidations, you'll save money from 50 to 90% on everything imaginable. From furniture to food to bedding, you name it. Name Brand Liquidations not only sells a huge variety of merchandise, they feature name brands just like their name says, at low prices. When you're in the market for anything, shop at the store that has everything. Name Brand Liquidations. Wishing the Berwick Bulldogs a great season.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Roman Levant of Wallenpaupack is now 7 for 10 in field goals this year. He's had one from 45. Moments ago, he kicked one from 42. It's a 10-3 Berwick lead, 9:31 to go in the opening half. And now Roman Levant will kick it off.
And he may very well put it in the end zone. I think his first two were inside the 5. Benny Noor did take one, though, across midfield on the opening kickoff of the game. Left-footed soccer-style kicker. He'll take a 9-yard run as we're ready to start here.
Levant's kick is high, deep to the far side at the 3-yard line. Dre Wilk to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25. Spins. Make that Benny Noor on the return again over the 30 to the 33-yard line. So Berwick will take over the football with 9:24 to go in this half. The Bulldogs lead cut to 10-3.
Aiden Pearson getting down, and I believe he also had to play contained. So it's a little tricky. You want to make sure no one's getting wide of you. Kept it from getting outside and then made the tackle on the dangerous Benny Noor. Ball will be on the left hash to start this series, far side from us.
Bulldogs 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line. Last time they had it, they turned it over. Turnovers even at 1 here in the opening half.
Yeah, and they took a risk on 4th down, too. If they didn't come up and make the play and get across the line of scrimmage for the half yard they needed, they would have turned it over. Instead, they made that and turned it over with the fumble.
Lonzinski out of the gun. Empty backfield. Slot to the left, slot to the right. Has the snap. Fires to the far side. Has his man, Benny Noor, and he gets out near the 40-yard line.
Yes, he does. Little sideways screen. He had 2 receivers in front of him. So from a trips formation, Benny Noor takes the step back. Sideways pass from Lonzinski. Nice and easy. Pitch and catch. Uses the blockers. Weaves between them, and he'll take it for 6.
2nd down and 4. Berwick at their own 39-yard line. Bulldogs with a 10-3 lead. The winner of this one advances into the district semifinals to take on the winner of tonight's game, Crestwood at top-seeded Valley View. Lonzinski again out of the gun. 2nd down call. Gives the ball to Noor, trying to get outside right. Does so, gets the 1st down. Out to the 48-yard line.
Strong safety coming up, TJ Schmalzli. Able to make the play despite Benny Noor pushing his hand into his face mask with a pretty strong stiff arm. But he watched the outside backer come up, and the man committed inside a little too soon as Benny Noor deked in there. He then planted and bent it out and made the yardage out there on the periphery.
8 yards on that carry. 1st and 10 Berwick at their own 47-yard line. Center Andrew Blockus over the football. Lonzinski awaits the shotgun snap. Has it. gives the ball to Ryan Bankus. Bankus with a good effort and second effort and gets to the Buckhorns 47-yard line.
Wonderful run. Change up. A little speedier and hitting that hole straight ahead. Piped on through. He was given a real nice seam in the interior of the line. And he'll get a good 6-yard gain on that, does Ryan Bankus.
Second down and 4. Bankus not available to the Bulldogs for several weeks. Returned last Saturday. Got 6 carries toward the end of that game. He was the Bulldogs leading rusher when he went out. He's had a good season.
Yeah, and you can see the fresh legs in there, Jim. Look sharp.
Second and 4. Berwick at the Wallenpaupack 47-yard line. Spencer Kishbaugh in motion to the left. Pass out to him at midfield, looking for some running room, and the Buckhorns defended very, very well. He's brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Justin Stella had him covered, and while it's a size mismatch and you think Kishbaugh can break away, he squared up, wouldn't let Kishbaugh go right or left or power through him, stalled it enough till a little more help. There'll be a nice gain on, or it was a nice completion on the play, but pretty much where Bankus finished his run.
A loss of a yard to the 48-yard line. Third down and 5 for the Bulldogs. In Wallenpaupack territory. Dre Wilk, one of 3 receivers to the right. Onzinski has the snap on third down. He's back to throw. He's looking. He fires over the middle into traffic, nearly intercepted.
Heading downfield to Slabinski, who was posting, but a corner and a safety, both in the area. They had the better shot at the ball than the receiver. Thrown where it was drawn up to be open, but you have to see the defenders when you're throwing that pass.
And Berwick fortunate that wasn't intercepted. And now Benny Noor will come on to do the punting. Ethan Lear does the long snapping. Justin Stella, Tyler Capshaw deep for the Buckhorns. So Berwick got into Buckhorn territory. They made a nice defensive stand. The punt be fielded by Stella about the 15-yard line, and he is brought down. Flags fly on the play as he gets to the 20-yard line.
Spencer Kishbaugh got down. I thought he had him by the jersey and twisted him down. But if the hand goes inside and has the shoulder pad, that would be a horse collar tackle. They are gathering, and it will be the personal foul. They'll call it face masking against Berwick, because he must have got him by the helmet in the eyes of the officials.
So it'll be pretty good field position for Wallenpaupack with 6:11 remaining in the opening half, and Berwick leading this quarterfinal by a score of 10-3.
A lot of time-consuming drives, Jim. You know, each team's had it only 3 or 4 times, and that's including turnovers. And we'll see how Wallenpaupack does as they spot the ball at their 35.
Top-seeded Valley View leading Crestwood after one quarter, 14-0. Winner of that one gets the winner of this one next week in the semifinals. From the 35-yard line. Ball goes to A.J., tries the right side. He will not get to the line of scrimmage.
Boy, there was good penetration as Berwick came from one of those inside tackles. Bruce Hartman, yes, it was. Came in strong, met him in the backfield, and they actually had it stymied in front of that if he didn't get deeper. So they'll lose about 2 on that.
Second down and 12 for Wallenpaupack at their own 33-yard line.
They'd like to establish their running game, but now on 2nd and 12, they leave that and go to the passing game. If so, keep your eye on Schmalzy, 22. Which side is he? Up the top, I believe.
Yep, he's going to be targeted by Benny Noor.
Benny Noor has him.
And Sheptock with some help if necessary. Rolling right, there's the pass complete to Santiago. He is wrapped up by Spencer Kishbaugh after a short gain to the 39-yard line. Looks like they had something going, but Kishbaugh is just such a tremendous athlete.
Yes, he is. And Jordan Santiago's big. He's at 6'2", in that 180, 190-pound range. You think he can drag people. But you're not going to do that with Spencer Kishbaugh. Even though he had the position, a little bit of momentum, Kishbaugh limits him.
Third down and 6. Buckhorns at their own 39-yard line. Shadrach A.J. is the lone running back. Levant under center. Wide receiver either side. A.J. gets the call on third down, tries the right side. He gets a yard or two, and that's all.
Bruce Hartman again, Jim, at that point of attack. They were blitzing Tristan English, and it might have forced A.J. out one hole wider. Then it set up a 4th and short 2 or a long 1, and they're going to punt from there.
Benny Noor drops back along with Dre Wilk. Roman Levant.
Coach is yelling, watch the ball. You can't jump off sides in this situation. You're not going to pressure this punter. Let them get it off.
Good snap. Kick is away. Dre Wilk will let it bounce. Takes a great roll where Wallenpaupack is concerned, and will go dead at the Berwick 15-yard line. So that's where the Bulldogs will have it. With 3:47 to go in the half, they lead it 10-3. They have 2 timeouts remaining.
Dre Wilk in an odd position. He may have been able to come up and catch it in the air, but it's a left-footed punter. It has that odd spin. You have the lights and the night sky. I, too, would have let it bounce, but it got a very fortuitous bounce for the Buckhorns.
The Bulldogs put it in play. Again, 2 timeouts left, plenty of time, 3:47. Wallenpaupack will get the football to start the second half. Slot to the left, wide receiver right.
1st and 10, Bulldogs from their 15.
Matt Lonsinski out of the gun. Back to throw, setting up a screen to the left side. Has Benny Noor with the black route in front to the 25, to the 30, the 35, the 40, and all the way out to the 44-yard line. Beautiful concept to that play, and a big play for Berwick.
Yes, it was. What they did is they brought a man in motion from the left toward the center, and they faked the jet sweep. They then watched the jet sweep momentarily go to the right, and then the quarterback, who's semi-rolling in that direction, turns back against the grain, flips the swing pass to the left where Benny Noor has a screen with his receivers out there and takes it for very nice yardage.
29 yards on the reception. 1st and 10 Berwick at their own 44-yard line. Clock running, 3:10 to go in this half. Sheptock again going in motion. Again, they fake the jet sweep. Again, Noor gets it this time on a carry up the middle for big yardage to the 35-yard line of Wallenpaupack.
20-plus on the gain. What happened, Jim, is they were showing blitz and then committed to the blitz. Berwick let a number of people on the outside go. Let them take those lanes. They ran past the play. And it opened up in the interior where there's a handful of blocks needed, and Benny Noor did the rest with that nice burst.
20 yards on the carry by Noor. And Berwick at the Wallenpaupack 34-yard line.
Well, a couple of plays, and now field position has shifted. The swing pass to Noor, and now the 20-yard burst up the middle.
Noor gets a breather now. Ryan Bankus is the running back to the left of Lonsinski. And Bankus gets the call, tries the left side, gets what he can, which would be a couple to around the 32-yard line.
A straight power play with no one else there. We'll have to give the win on that one to the Buckhorns. Their defense is very strong, and it was basically a vanilla-type play without any deceit to it.
2nd down and 8, Berwick on the move at the Buckhorns 32-yard line.
Ball's on the left hash. They choose to go boundary side, use the wide side of the field. We'll see.
Under 2 minutes now remaining in the opening half. 3 receivers to the right. Lonsinski out of the gun. Bankus to his right. Lonsinski, pump fake, and then looking long in the end zone for a touchdown. Lonsinski to Ryan Slavinsky, 32 yards for the score.
They had a number of people sprinting down the field, one down the sideline and one down the numbers. That was Slavinsky. Beautiful pass by the quarterback who was afforded protection. Lonsinski showed the long arm as he put a deep spiral out. Not overthrown. Slavinsky in the end zone was not being covered as much as the wide man on the sideline as the corner had to make a decision. And Slavinsky slows down, catches it for the score.
Now the extra point attempt by Brendan Hinkle out of the hole to Benny Noor. Ethan Lear with the snap placement. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Time on the field. 1:37 to go first half. Berwick 17, Wallenpaupack 3. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Sports injury got you down? No one knows sports medicine like Lehigh Valley Health Network and Coordinated Health. Their unrivaled sports team has the highest orthopedic success rates in the region. With more than 30 years experience, they put athletes first and provide same-day appointments. Don't let a sports injury slow you down. Learn more at lvhn.org/sports medicine or call 888-402-LVHN.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Just Rowan Slavinsky's 5th reception of the season. His first touchdown grab. It comes from 32 yards out. It caps an 85-yard drive on just 4 plays for the Bulldogs as they extend their lead to 17-3 with 1:37 to go in the half.
Lonzinski saw the coverage and saw the man was opened, and he kind of held back where he wasn't going to overthrow. Let the receiver slow down and make the safe catch. Placed it perfectly.
Hinkle will kick it off for the Bulldogs. The line drive kick bounces into the hands of A.J. about the 12-yard line. He slows up momentarily and then runs hard over the 30 out to the 32-yard line.
Bo Sheptock took a head-to-head on that hit. Shadrack A.J. coming in, dipped his shoulder pads. Bo Sheptock went low as well. And the collision brings the runner down. Might bring some little birdies tweeting in Sheptock's head.
1st and 10. Wallenpaupack. They have 2 timeouts left, but just 1:32 to go in the half. They have it at their own 33-yard line.
I would lean toward that dangerous receiver, T.J. Smallsy, Jim. Don't let him make the play to get a score before half ends.
He is wide to the right side. A protector to either side. Now A.J. goes in motion to the right. Levant back to throw. Fires intended for Smallsy. So the pass comes up short at the 45-yard line, incomplete.
Now, they tried to play a game with Shadrack A.J. and bring him sort of in a banana route out on the same side as Schmalzi, open to put a linebacker in a quandary which way to go. However, the pass off target to the sideline, unable to be completed.
Clock stops with 1:28 to go in the half. Again, the Buckhorns with 2 timeouts remaining. 2nd and 10 at their own 33. Levant out of the gun. A.J. to his left. As the snap back to throw. Big pass rush. He's sacked back at the 25-yard line.
Harrison Snyder came hard and forced the quarterback to step up. And at that point, Hacker, coming from the other side, got him around the waist and dropped him for the big sack.
Alex Hacker, 6.5 sacks on the season coming into this one. Berwick really gets after the quarterback. 31.5 sacks as a team coming in this game tonight. Now it's 3rd and 18. Buckhorns as we go under a minute remaining this opening half.
And the majority of the sacks coming on the pressure from the front 4. I think Berwick wants to keep people back in coverage here. They'll let that front 4 do its job and pressure the quarterback themselves.
3rd and long. 40 seconds remaining in the half. Levant back to throw. Big pass rush again. There's going to be a holding call as he rolls right, throws it up for grabs. It goes incomplete. So probably be declined by Berwick with 32.7 seconds remaining in the half.
Be sure, Jim.
Will be 4th and 18.
Yeah, I thought it might have been a face mask. Harrison Snyder coming in, lost contain, and that's one of the problems with defensive ends here. They've been losing contain on occasion, letting the quarterback roll out into space. When he reached out, the hand may have bumped the face mask, but that wasn't called. It was the holding that was called. Berwick will decline, as you said, and that'll set up the punt. They'd like to catch this punt, Jim, not allow for that bounce. But boy, this left-footed kicker can really boom them.
Berwick has 2 timeouts remaining. As Roman Levant back at his own 10-yard line. Again, 32.7 seconds remaining in the half. Good snap. Berwick coming hard. Gets the kick away. Bounces in Buckhorn territory. Not a long punt. And Berwick will take over at around their 42-yard line with 23.3 seconds to go. And the Bulldogs do have 2 timeouts remaining.
Yeah, went about 25 yards from the line of scrimmage, and then it bounced toward the Buckhorn sideline, eventually being down there.
So we'll see how the Bulldogs play it. Again, 2 timeouts remaining, and the ball in Wallenpaupack territory at the 44.
On the left hash, if you go to pass or you want trips receivers, you might put them to the wide side of the field on the right. Slabinski is lining up there to start. Be joined by Spencer Kishbaugh in the slot.
Trey Wilk wide to the left.
With Benny Knorr.
Lonzinski has the snap. Back to throw, rolling right. Directing traffic. Looking, going to keep the football. Runs over a tackler as he gets to the 33-yard line. Picks up 11 and a first down. 13.1 seconds to go in the half. Timeout, Bulldogs, they lead 17-3. You're listening to Berwick Football and Sports Radio, HLM.
If you have a child that's interested in gymnastics, or if you've been practicing the sport for years, then Access Gymnastics Academy is where you want to be. Their dedicated coaches will teach you everything you need to know to perform your best, from the basics of flexibility, form, and style, to advanced techniques that will improve your rhythm and style during a routine. Call Heidi Rebuck at Access Gymnastics Academy at 570-441-5969. That's 570-441-5969. Now enrolling for beginner to advanced classes at 917 East 7th Street in Bloomsburg.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
13.1 seconds remaining in the first half. Berwick with an opportunity to add to a 17-3 lead. They have 1 timeout remaining. They have the ball at the Wallenpaupack 34-yard line. Remember, Brendan Hinkle kicked a 33-yard field goal earlier in this game.
And keep that in mind. Paupack has to defend the end zone, and the middle of the field may be open, mid-range.
Lonzinski back to throw, looking long into the end zone, scramble for the football, and a touchdown! A touchdown, Spencer Kishbaugh!
The fighter won the fight, Jim. There was a Berwick receiver waiting for the ball to come down. There was a defender in front of him who looked like he'd take it away. And then all of a sudden, a 10-yard sprint by Spencer Kishbaugh from toward the middle of the field, toward the sideline, and he goes and he fights and he takes it. 6'4" frames, able to go higher than anybody else, and he played it the most aggressively, and that aggressiveness is rewarded with the score.
It didn't look like he was even involved.
No, he wasn't.
Here's Hinkle to attempt the extra point. Benny Knorr with the hold. The kick is up. The kick is good. Time on the field, 5.9 seconds remaining in the opening half. Berwick 24, Wallenpaupack 3. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Sports Radio, HLM.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal and total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Berwick strikes with just 5.9 seconds to go in the half as Spencer Kishbaugh just overpowers everyone else.
Amazing.
In the end zone to make the catch for a 33-yard score. That's a big score. If it had been 17-3 at the half, you got Wallenpaupack taking the second half kickoff, still very much in it. Now it does not look good for the Buckhorns as the kick comes up short to the 33-yard line. That's where Wallenpaupack will put it in play.
Mark Nielsen calmly fell on it, giving the offense at least this one snap. Since there's no return, he is immediately downed upon touching the ball. Nothing's run off the clock.
And we mentioned Berwick had gotten a 33-yard field goal earlier in the game and thought maybe they'd go for
mid-range
a chance
pass
at Brendan Hinkle to do it again. Instead, they went to the end zone. Boy, when you have Spencer Kishbaugh, that's not a bad way to go.
The fighter wins the fight, Jim.
1st and 10. For Wallenpaupack, 5.4 seconds to go in the half. I'd be surprised to see them do anything too exotic here. I formation. AJ gets the call off the right side, and Shadrach AJ will pick up 3 yards on the final play of this opening half. With the score, Berwick 24, Wallenpaupack 3. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Welsh's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welsh's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welsh's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jump start, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welsh's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welsh's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
Northeast Pennsylvania, it's your home. And no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, what you rely on most is security. When that house becomes a home, the moment you get that new car, when your dreams become a reality, it's times like this when you have to look to the experts for advice and financial peace of mind. They're there with innovative products and services to help you with your financial future every step of the way. Together, they will help dreams and goals become reality. They are more than a bank. They're your neighbor. They are First Keystone Community Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Yannick Real Estate is your full-service real estate agency. Buying, selling, residential, commercial, multifamily, land, and rental management. Call Yannick Real Estate. Owner Mike Yannick, a veteran himself, served his country and has been serving this area for decades. Mike and his staff will guide you through the real estate process. Veterans, be sure to check the VA loan options. Yannick Real Estate, your full-service real estate agency. 1232 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 759-3300.
The Berwick Medicine Shop at their new location, 500 Fowler Avenue in Berwick, has your favorite pharmacist team, like Kim, that you've trusted for more than 20 years, and they've gotten even better. Free blister packs, free home delivery with no tips, free COVID testing and rapid testing, and less than a 15-minute average wait time on prescriptions. Why would you go to the big box pharmacies where you might wait for days? Go to the name you know and trust, the Berwick Medicine Shop, and follow their Facebook page. Berwick Medicine Shop proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Jim Doyle and Andy Lichty from Crespin Field in Berwick. 1 half in the books in this District 2 Quad A quarterfinal. And Berwick dominating Wallenpaupack to the tune of 24-3. This game got off to a great start for Berwick. Benny Knorr with a 48-yard kick return to start the game. 7 plays later was Brendan Hinkle with his first field goal this season from 33 yards out. 7:48 to go in the first. Berwick with a 3-0 lead. Later in that opening quarter, Wallenpaupack in good position after a 42-yard pass to T.J. Schmalzley. They faced a 2nd down and 9 at the Berwick 22-yard line. The pass by Montrent Levant was off by Spencer Kishball, who raced 85 yards for a Berwick touchdown, his 2nd interception return for a score this season. Hinkle with the extra point. Berwick led after 1 quarter, 10-0. In the 2nd quarter, Berwick lost a fumble recovered by Aiden Robertson of the Buckhorns at the Bulldog 26-yard line. Berwick's defense didn't allow anything, but Roman Levant came on and booted a 42-yard field goal, his 7th field goal this season, to cut the Berwick lead to 10-3 with 9:31 to go in the half. Berwick responded with a terrific drive, 85 yards on just 4 plays, 29-yard screen pass to Benny Knorr, 20-yard run by Benny Knorr, and then with just 1:37 to go in the half, Matt Lunzinski, a 32-yard touchdown pass to Rowan Slabinski. Brendan Hinkle kicked the extra point. Berwick led 17-3, and they weren't done. Their defense stiffened. A short punt gave the Bulldogs the ball at the Buckhorns' 44-yard line. 2 plays later, Matt Lunzinski goes to the end zone, and Spencer Kishbaugh just aggressively goes over defenders and other Berwick would-be receivers makes the grab for a 33-yard touchdown reception. Brendan Hinkle with the extra point. That came with just 5.9 seconds remaining in the half. A half that has come to an end with Berwick leading Wallenpaupack by a score of 24-3. Stay with us at the half. Andy Lichty will have all the first half numbers. Raven Clyde will bring us scores of other playoff games. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal and total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
It won't be long before tax time rolls around, so remember to visit Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting for your income tax needs. ND Accounting and Consulting handles both business and individual taxes, as well as offering a variety of accounting services, including payroll, auditing, and bookkeeping. For tax and accounting services, look for Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting with 2 locations, 214 Pine Street in Berwick and 5929 Main Road in Sweet Valley.
Don's Towing on Route 11 in Bloomsburg can handle any tow, whether it's a car or big rig, 24/7. Don's has roadside assistance, and your satisfaction is their priority. They always have a truck available, and you'll never wait more than 20 minutes to be picked up and on your way again. Don't let a flat tire ruin your day. Don's Towing will help you get where you need to go without breaking the bank. They accept all insurances, and those that pay out of pocket will appreciate their low prices. Don's Towing, Route 11, Bloomsburg, or check out their Facebook page.
Sports injury got you down? No one knows sports medicine like Lehigh Valley Health Network and Coordinated Health. Their unrivaled sports team has the highest orthopedic success rates in the region. With more than 30 years experience, they put athletes first and provide same-day appointments. Don't let a sports injury slow you down. Learn more at lvhn.org/sports medicine or call 888-402-LVHN.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Still half of football to be played here at Crispin Field at Berwick, and still half of football to be played in Archibald this evening, but it's starting to look like a Berwick matchup against top-seeded Valley View next week in the District 2 Quad A semifinals. At the half, it is Valley View leading Crestwood 28-0. Here at Crispin Field, it's Berwick 24 and Wallenpaupack 3. Statistics from that opening half, Andy Lichty.
Well, the statistics we do are offensive statistics. Jim, and Berwick is dominating 172 yards in offense to 59 yards for Wallenpaupack. But you got to factor in long kick returns to open the game. You got to factor in an 85-yard interception return. And those things tip the scoreboard even more dramatically than Berwick's offensive dominance. For Berwick, 72 yards on the ground, and get this, 104 yards in the air. It has been a great game for Matt Lonzinski. He's 6 of 8 passing, no interceptions for the 104 yards. Benny Knorr's been taking some swing passes that turns into wide receiver screens out of the backfield. He got 2 of those for a total of 35 yards. Spencer Kishbaugh, 3 different passes, including that 33-yard touchdown where he just said, I'm taking this one. He went up and got it. Beautiful 37 yards on the game on his 3 catches. And Rowan Slavinsky, he has a 32-yard touchdown reception. Nice touch by Matt Lonzinski, who threw the long pass, but did not overthrow Slavinsky in the end zone. 32 yards on that touchdown throw. 6 of 8 passing, no interceptions, 104 yards in the air. Berwick has 12 carries for 72 yards. Matt Lonzinski had 1 run, that being a 10-yarder toward the end of the second quarter. Brian Bankus has chipped in with 2 carries for 8 yards. And Benny Knorr has 9 carries for 54. Game plan seems to center around Benny Noor and his running and then working plays off of that, and it's been an effective game plan so far. For Berwick, again, 72 on the ground, 104 in the air, 172 here at halftime in total offense. They have held the Wallenpaupack Buckhorns to 59 yards, 48 in the air and just 11 on the ground. Of the 59 yards, 42 came on one play. That was in the passing game. They threw a bomb to T.J. Smallsley. Smallsley caught it, had half a step on the cornerback, posting down the middle of the field. Caught it at 42 and was drugged down after that. The other completion was to the tight end, Jordan Santiago. That was a 6-yarder, 48 yards on 2 of 5 passing with 1 interception. And the interception was significant. Pencer Kishbaugh taking away a slant pattern that was overthrown, hit him in the chest, went to the far sideline, outran everybody except the quarterback who had the angle, would not let him stop him, pushed him, cut back against the grain, and coasted on in on that. In the running game for Wallenpaupack, a net of 11 yards, 19 positive and -8 for the quarterback. Brett Levant, the quarterback, has 4 carries for -8, a 15-yard sack toward the end of the half, put him in the negative integers. Other than that, it's been Shadrach A.J. A.J. has 19 carries on 9 runs here at halftime. The strong runner averages 86 yards a game, so Berwick keeping him in check despite the 9 carries, just 19 yards. So you're looking at about 2 yards a carry for a guy who came in averaging 5 yards a carry on the game. A net of 11 on the ground, 48 in the air, make it 59 yards in total offense, shows Berwick's strong defensive play. Berwick's strong offense shown very well, and it's 172 yards in total offense here at halftime.
Andy, when it gets to this point of the season, your team's in the postseason playoffs, you hope they're at the top of their game. I thought that was as good a half of football as Berwick has had all season.
It really is, and in all phases of the game, Jim. Look at specialty team play. You know, the opener gave them tremendous momentum with a wonderful kickoff return. It just sets the tone. The punting, the kicking on the field goal is a momentum breaker. You know, it's really a nice kick. The kicker made a powerful tackle that could have turned into a touchdown if it went the other way. But, Brendan Hinkle was just Johnny on the spot with his kicking and with his tackling throughout this half. He's been having very strong kickoffs down around the 5-yard line. So specialty team game, 1/3 of the game is there. Defense, boy, you can't knock it. My only knock as a coach would be defensive ends lose contain at the chance of getting some sacks. So you can't blame them too much on that, but they've been strong against this massive offensive line. And offensively, I did not think they'd be able to move the ball nearly as well as they are. And it's a wonderfully balanced attack. The run setting up the pass. Matt Lonzinski, 6 of 8 here at halftime, 104 yards. Receivers playing aggressively. Yeah, you're right, Jim. All 3 phases, especially teams, offense, defense, are looking as strong as they've looked all year.
24-3. Berwick over Wallenpaupack at the half. We'll check other scores with Raven Klein a little bit later. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio, HLN.
Riverview Block of Berwick, with over 75 years of service, can handle all your block and concrete needs. They carry all sizes of concrete block, including decorative E.P. Henry landscaping block. Their concrete is PennDOT approved and delivered with front discharge trucks. Riverview Block also carries masonry supplies, tools, cement, sand, and stone. For prompt delivery, call Riverview Block, 570-752-7191. Riverview Block is proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs.
Northeast Pennsylvania, it's your home. And no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, what you rely on most is security. When that house becomes a home, the moment you get that new car, when your dreams become a reality, it's times like this when you have to look to the experts for advice and financial peace of mind. They're there with innovative products and services to help you with your financial future every step of the way. Together, they will help dreams and goals become reality. They are more than a bank. They're your neighbor. They are First Keystone Community Bank. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
If you haven't been to name brand liquidations in the Berwick Plaza Shopping Center, you're missing out on great values. At name brand liquidations, you'll save money from 50 to 90% on everything imaginable. From furniture to food to bedding, you name it. Name brand liquidations not only sells a huge variety of merchandise, they feature name brands just like their name says, at low prices. When you're in the market for anything, shop at the store that has everything. Name brand liquidations. Wishing the Berwick Bulldogs a great season.
Sports injury got you down? No one knows sports medicine like Lehigh Valley Health Network and Coordinated Health. Their unrivaled sports team has the highest orthopedic success rates in the region. With more than 30 years experience, they put athletes first and provide same-day appointments. Don't let a sports injury slow you down. Learn more at lvhn.org/sports medicine or call 888-402-LVHN.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Berwick dominating Wallenpaupack here at Crispin Field. This District 2 Quad A quarterfinal. 24-3 is the Bulldogs' lead as the teams make their way onto the field. For an update on other playoff scores from tonight, let's return to the studios of WHLM and Raven Klein.
Thank you very much, Jim. In high school football tonight, in District 2 6A semifinals, at halftime, Hazleton area leads Wilkes-Barre area 3-0. At halftime, Delaware Valley leads Scranton 21-7. In District 2 5A semifinals, in the second, East Stroudsburg South leads Wyoming Valley West 38-14. In District 2 Quad A quarterfinals, at halftime, Valley View leads Crestwood 28-0. At halftime, Dallas leads Pittston area 14-0. At halftime, North Pocono leads Honesdale 7-0. In District 2 AAA playoffs, in the second, Wyoming area leads Carbondale 20-6. In District 4 Quad A semifinals, at halftime, Jersey Shore leads Lewisburg 32-7. At halftime, Selinsgrove leads Shamokin 35-0. In District 4 AAA quarterfinals, at halftime, Loyalsock leads Cowanesque Valley 41-0. At halftime, Milton leads North Penn's Mansfield 28-0. And at halftime, Montoursville leads Athens 35-7. Back to you, Jim.
Okay, thank you very much, Raven. Here, both teams have made their way on the field. We're just moments away from the kickoff to start the second half. Berwick dominating that first half, leading on the scoreboard by a score of 24-3. And again, the winner of this one will advance into the district semifinals. And that is looking more and more like top-seeded Valley View. A couple of years ago, Berwick advanced into the semis, made it to Archibald to play Valley View, and that was a terrific game, a 14-13 final. But again, a half of football will be played for both Valley View and Berwick, with the Bulldogs looking good with that 24-3 lead. And again, that score so late in the half is big. Even if it, Berwick doesn't get it, you say, well, they're in control, they're leading 17-3. Yeah, but Wallenpaupack's getting the football to start the second half. They're one score away from making it a real game. Now, 24-3, obviously a real uphill battle for the Buckhorns.
Yes, it is. They have some talent. They have the weapons. They were hoping to be able to drive the ball with their big line, but Berwick's defense has really been playing well. Somehow they're avoiding these linemen, whether it's at the snap, they're slanting left or slanting right, but they're not getting caught up chicken fighting or not being driven out of the way. They're using the speed, athleticism, getting some movement, and we're seeing sometimes 2-3 people meeting runners at the line of scrimmage, some getting on into the backfield. So it's an aggressive look that we're seeing out of the defensive coordinator, Sheptock, getting people on the move. Linebackers are filling very, very well when things are into a standard look. And, I just don't know where they're going to score unless they do it on the outside with their passing game with T.J. Schmalzy. He's a big play guy with big play potential. Berwick may lean more his way.
By the way, this game, a significant one here at Crispin Field. It is the final game that will be played on this rendition of the artificial turf. It's been with us since the 2010 season, so they got 11 years out of it. But when the Bulldogs kick off the 2022 season, it will be on brand new artificial turf here at Crispin Field. The Buckhorns will get the football to start the second half. They'll move from our right to our left. And Brendan Hinkle, who's had an eventful night so far, kicking the football and making tackles on special teams for the Bulldogs, will kick it off. His kickoffs have been more impressive than any game this season. It's been inside the 5 several times. This one is a line drive kick, fielded at the 12-yard line by A.J. The return to the 25, to the 30, and brought down about the 32-yard line.
Tristan English there to meet him, keeping his lane. Nowhere for A.J. to find the seam, so he has to take the collision with Tristan English, who brings him down there.
So we're just underway here in the second half, with Berwick leading this one 24-3. The Bulldogs looking for their 6th win in their last 7 games. Boy, the way this season started, you would not have predicted that. But they have come on strong.
Andrew Blockus looking like he's lining up as a nose guard. Up there he's being joined by a defensive tackle.
33-yard line is the line of scrimmage for the Buckhorns. Maybrett Levant, senior quarterback, under center. Offset eye behind him. A.J. is the tailback, and it appeared that Berwick jumped across.
Yes, they did. They did. Defensive end got a head start on the play, brought the opposite defensive end with him.
So it'll be 1st and 5 for the Buckhorns at their own 38-yard line. Again, they only have 3 points on the board, and that came after they recovered a fumble at the Berwick 26-yard line, and they were not able to move it there.
Jim, is Harrison Snyder changing numbers on us again, wearing an 88?
No, he hasn't changed in this game. He's been 88 from this outset.
Okay, it's just not on the new roster that way, where mine cut off.
1st and 5 from the 38-yard line. Play action. Levant back to throw. Fires to Schmaltzy. Tries to make a one-handed grab. Can't do it. Incomplete at the 42-yard line. Gave it the all-out try. The pass a little beyond his reach.
Sheptock had a shorter zone and let the man by him. And then both Sheptock came on over after Slabinski left the man by him and was behind the receiver. Circus catch attempted, but it would have been an incredible one-hander while diving towards the sideline. Just can't do that.
2nd down and 5. Buckhorns at their own 38-yard line. Wide receiver to either side. Levant will now operate out of the gun with a protector to either side of him. Berwick showing blitz. Quarterback keeps it, and he is wrapped up for a loss at the 36-yard line.
Harrison Snyder playing this right defensive end, wearing the number 88, saw it all the way. He was unblocked, so I don't know how they expected to make anything go there. Nice faking action to the right, but then the quarterback comes to the left, and they don't touch the defensive end, who just bear hugs him and smothers him.
3rd down and 7. Wallenpaupack at their own 36-yard line. Just underway here in the second half. Berwick leading this one by a score of 24-3.
Berwick, of course, will be anticipating pass, hoping to get a good rush from its front 4.
Levant will operate out of the gun. And movement on the part of the Buckhorns this time.
The movement had Berwick then jump. About 4 or 5 people took that false start, but it's the initial movement from the men who must remain frozen that matters. Instead of 3rd and 7, make it a 3rd and 12 coming up. More obvious passing down.
So the Buckhorns going the wrong way where they're concerned. After that Berwick penalty, they had a 1st and 5. Now they face a 3rd down and 12 back at their 31-yard line.
Defensive ends have been pressuring and coming close to sacks, but when they've missed, they've lost contain, allowing the quarterback to roll and look down for receivers downfield.
Levant out of the gun. Has the snap, back to throw. Here comes the rush, gets the pass away. It's complete for a short gain out to the 32-yard line. Schmaltzy made the reception. Spencer Kishbaugh with the tackle. So good defensive series for Berwick to start this second half. And Dre Wilk will drop back along with Benny Knorr, anticipating the punt.
They're hoping Schmalzi could catch it underneath, actually in front of the linebackers, and then run with it for the yardage. Spencer Kishbaugh puts that action down.
So a 4th and 11. They gained just a yard on that reception. And Roman Levant back at his 20-yard line. Had a short punt the last time. This time a little bit better. Line drive. Dre Wilk at the 35 to the 40. Makes a nice cut and is brought down. The 43-yard line is pretty good special teams coverage by Jason Reales. So Berwick gets it for the first time in this second half. They have good field position. 9:42 to go in the third. They lead 24-3, and they have it at their own 43-yard line.
Pretty good specialty team play there by Dre Wilk as well, Jim. He had to run up to catch the left-footed punt, which didn't really have right spin, sort of knuckled. Caught it, headed to the sideline, and then broke back against the grain. So the catch prevents a bounce and losing yardage, and he got about 6 or 7 on the return.
1st and 10 Bulldogs. After a shift, Taji Taylor's the tight end on the left side. Lonzinski hands it to Benny Knorr off the left, and nothing doing.
Got to block, guys. You're shifting those big H-backs out there. You got to have them block while they're out there. Nice play. They had 2 people in the area. Antonio Lanetta coming up with the football, but not being awarded a fumble return. No gain.
2nd down and 10. Bulldogs at their own 43. Lonzinski to the sideline for the play call.
I like the concept of running behind Kishbaugh and Taji Taylor. Put them at the point of attack and go with Benny Knorr. Normally outman people when you do that. Didn't happen on the last play.
Taji Taylor on a wing to the right side now. Lonzinski a quick out to Spencer Kishbaugh. Tries to fight off a tackle attempt and cannot. Brought down the 45-yard line. Shadrach A.J. with a nice tackle in the open field. Not an easy assignment to bring down Spencer Kishbaugh.
No, it's not. And I like, again, the philosophy of throwing the short pass to Spencer Kishbaugh because he is so hard to bring down. But Aji really did come up, played it well, stayed square, would not allow Kishbaugh to break free.
Spencer Kishbaugh goes to the sideline, limping a bit on that sideline, as Berwick faces a 3rd down and 8. Bulldogs moving from our left to our right this third quarter, have it at their own 45-yard line.
Kishbaugh walking that off. He'll be back in defensively.
Slot to the left, wide receiver right. Lonzinski has the shotgun snap straight back to throw. Looking, rolling right. Firing long downfield. Has Taji Taylor at the 30. Taji Taylor down to the 25-yard line. Matt Lonzinski buying time, rolling to his right, and found Taji Taylor for a big gain.
Taylor's 4th catch of the year, and a big game it is, Jim. He stayed in the pocket, then decided, I'm going to escape to the right, kept his shoulders square, looked. Taji Taylor ended up changing his route. It wasn't a designed route, but he came back from being rather deep, stayed behind the linebackers who dropped deep in the zone, but got in front of the cornerback. And Lonzinski able to drop it in neatly to him, hitting him in the numbers as he faced his quarterback.
29 yards on the reception. 1st and 10 Berwick at the 26-yard line of the Buckhorns. Knorr is the running back to the right of Lonzinski. Benny Knorr gets the handoff, tries the right side, the 20, the 15, the 10, and ridden out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
Eventually being knocked out of bounds by T.J. Schmalzi, the last man there. He took it in the middle and knifed his way into the B-gap on the right side. And again, Berwick's letting some people penetrate, double-teaming others down. And there was a wonderful lane for him to run. They shut off the linebackers from pursuit, and it forced a secondary to eventually come up and make the play.
Officials conferring about something. And it's an unsportsmanlike against Berwick. They marked at the 5, so that was a 21-yard run, but the mark-off will come back after that.
The run will give Benny Knorr 75 on the game. I didn't see where the penalty did occur, but somewhere at the point of the tackle. He was being knocked out of bounds. He had his hand up again. He's been stiff-arming people, and some people don't like getting stiff-armed, especially up in the face mask area. Well, maybe some altercation at the end of the play, and Benny Noor might have gotten flagged.
It'll be 1st and 10 Berwick at the Wallenpaupack 20-yard line. Slot to the left, wide receiver right. Lonzinski out of the gun, movement 5 more against Berwick.
Yeah, a little awkward. Taji Taylor broke out of his stance on purpose to come in motion. That was legal. But one of the interior linemen flinched at about that time, maybe seeing the movement out of the corner of his eye. So things do get harder. Berwick had been way down in the red zone. Should have been able to drive it on in for a score. Now a 1st and 15 just to get back to the 10-yard line.
Berwick at the Buckhorns 25-yard line. 7:32 to go, third quarter. Bulldogs lead 24-3. Slot to the left. Dre Wilk wide to the right. Taylor comes in motion to the right. A quick out to Dre Wilk. Gets one man to miss. Gets inside the 20 and is ridden out of bounds. Close to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, mark that. It was real nice. Same play they wanted to run before the penalty. They brought Taji Taylor in motion from left to right. He joins the blocking on the screen as Dre Wilk steps back, catches it. He has other receivers in that area, and he uses the interference very, very nicely. What do you get, about 10 on that screen?
Give him 9. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for Berwick at the Wallenpaupack 16-yard line.
3 for 3 from Matt Lonzinski here in this half, Jim, and he was 6 of 8 for 104 yards at halftime. Got to be his best passing game.
Bruce Hartman checking into that offensive front for the Bulldogs. Here is a 2nd down and 6 call coming.
Run or pass.
Lonzinski fakes handoff, keeps the football inside the 10, runs over a tackler, gets to the 8-yard line. Strong run by Matt Lonzinski, and that was a run all the way.
Yes, it was. Little fake with the handoff to the left side, and he was taking it off the right. Going over the right guard toward the right tackle, found the lane. They're creating that. He dropped his shoulder on Shadrach A.J. and sort of fought with him for additional yardage. They're going to drop the change, Jim. 1st and goal from the 10.
7 yards on the carry by Matt Lonzinski. 1st and goal. Berwick at the Wallenpaupack 9-yard line.
I like the way that Lonzinski's been involved in this game. Passing, running, good headsy game.
Slot to the right side. Bo Sheptock comes in motion. They fake the jet sweep. They give it to Benny Noor, and he walks into the end zone for a Berwick touchdown. Benny Noor from 9 yards out, and Berwick builds the lead.
Give him 84 on the game. It's the same lane they've been hitting, and they use some misdirection to open it. But they're going from the left as if he's over the left guard and veering it toward the right guard. And between the right guard and the tackle, they're consistently getting a lane. I think the defense may over-penetrate on the outside, and they might be doubling down inside. Linebackers fooled by the play action, and it's been very effective. 3 times on this drive they've done it.
Brendan Hinkle will attempt the extra point. Benny Noor with the hold. The kick is up. The kick is good. Time on the field, 6:24 to go in the third quarter. Berwick 31, Wallenpaupack 3. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
If you have a child that's interested in gymnastics, or if you've been practicing the sport for years, then Access Gymnastics Academy is where you want to be. Their dedicated coaches will teach you everything you need to know to perform your best, from the basics of flexibility, form, and style to advanced techniques that will improve your rhythm and style during a routine. Call Heidi Rebuck at Access Gymnastics Academy at 570-441-5969. That's 570-441-5969. Now enrolling for beginner to advanced classes at 917 East 7th Street in Bloomsburg.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Berwick's first possession of the second half results in a 6-play, 57-yard scoring drive, capped on a 9-yard touchdown run by Benny Noor. Big play along the way, a 29-yard pass completion, Matt Lonzinski to Taji Taylor. And now it's a 31-3 Bulldog advantage with 6:24 remaining in the third.
A lot of the successful passing has been impromptu, Jim. Quarterback leaving the pocket.
Beautiful kick by Hinkle, and it goes 4 yards deep in the end zone for a touchback. Brendan Hinkle has had a terrific night kicking the football.
And he feels it, Jim. He's out there doing a little bit of a dance coming off the field. Jumped with glee when he saw where it landed. He's been very strong with the leg, getting it nice and high. No wind to speak of. Oh, yeah, he should be celebrating the type of kicking he's doing.
The Buckhorns get the football for the second time in this third quarter. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Berwick's defense has been very strong against the run. Shadrach AJ, 9 carries for 19 yards. Just limiting things. The quarterback, Levant, -9 on 5 carries. They've been persistent, going at him.
Jimmy D'Andres in a stand-up defensive end to the right on this series. Levant back to throw, fires to the sideline, incomplete. Had to get it over the head of Spencer Kishball. That's not easy. And then it came up a bit short of the pass intended for Schmalzi. There is a flag down the play.
He's also been feeling a lot of pressure, Jim. Defensive ends have been coming hard. They pointed the flag as against Berwick, and Berwick looks to be moving his huddle back.
Personal foul against the Bulldogs, who have played so well to this point, but some penalties that they don't want. They had it unsportsmanlike on the last series, and now have a personal foul on this one.
Oh, you got to keep your composure. Changes being made. Perhaps the man who committed the foul coming out.
He has his arms extended like, what did I do? So I would say yes. That's probably the case. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line for Wallenpaupack. Jordan Santiago is wide to the right side. There's a slot to the left. But Brett Levant operates out of the gun. Has the snap, back to throw, looking long to Schmalz. He makes a catch at the sideline at the Berwick 47-yard line before he's forced out of bounds. Rowan Slabinski was right there. Bo Sheptock was right there. Terrific grab by Schmalzi.
And the pass placed where only Schmalzi could catch it. About 20 yards on that heave. They'll move things across midfield for the Buckhorns.
18 yards on the pass completion to T.J. Schmalzi. And 1st and 10 for the Buckhorns at the Bulldog 47-yard line.
Caught it over his shoulder, able to tap 1 foot in.
Schmalzi is wide to the right side now. Capshaw in a slot to that side. Levant back to throw. Fires to the far side. The Schmalzi had him there. The pass overthrown.
Yeah, he might be a little tired in running, and the quarterback might ease to the practice type of sprinting that he does. He just did a 20-yard sprint on here, the left side. Now he's got to move to the other side of the formation and try to do a very similar play going the other way. Short post, but the ball further than the receiver was able to get.
2nd down and 10. Wallenpaupack at the Berwick 42-yard line. 5:47 to go in the third. Berwick dominating to the tune of 31-3.
And has Paupack given up on its running game is a question.
Levant out of the gun. Has the snap. Gives to A.J. and nothing doing. He'll be brought down at midfield.
Well, people in the middle. Block is coming up from the bottom of the pile. Looking at all other kind of numbers in there. Ryan Bankus playing a very tight outside back or cornerback, getting involved. A strong run defense.
3rd down and 13 for Wallenpaupack at midfield.
Hard for Berwick. Hard to imagine how they win the battle at the line of scrimmage, defeat the blocks of these huge linemen. That's the big side of the line. It's off the right side, over the right guard that they ran.
Slot to the right side, I formation. Levant under center. Here's a 3rd and 13 from midfield.
Why not shotgun?
Levant has the snap, stumbles as he goes back, gets away from a rush, and then will just take it out of bounds. Take the loss of a couple of yards at the 48-yard line.
The whole pocket collapsed, Jim. Berwick now is dominating that line of scrimmage. Defensive ends piercing on in, forcing him up the middle. Defensive tackles had a push, found a little bit of a lane, but then linebackers behind that, realizing the quarterback's not getting any time, just don't drop deep in their zones, force him out of bounds for a loss.
Roman Levant back to do the punting, standing back at his own 34-yard line. Trey Wilk back in single safety for the Bulldogs. Kick is very, very high. Fair catch, Trey Wilk at the 25-yard line. So that's where the Bulldogs will put it in play. They've scored on their only possession of this third quarter. 4:40 remaining in the period, and Berwick continuing to lead 31-3.
Again, you got to look at Trey Wilk catching these punts. It's very different catching punts from the spin of a left-footed punter. And I don't think there's any left-footed punters in Berwick to be able to give him a similar look, at least not this high and this much spin. Oh, he's showing that bravery to make the catches, proving to be rather sure-handed with them.
Bulldogs season high in points was 34 against Pittston area. They have 31 on the board, still 4:40 to go here in the third. Berwick moving from our left to our right here in the third quarter. Slot to the right, wide receiver left. Bo Sheptock comes in motion, takes the handoff, gets the football, breaks free, and gets close to the first down on the far side near the 34. They have faked that jet sweep a number of times tonight. That time, Sheptock did get the call and did pick up a first down.
Used his speed. Schmalzi was out there, Jim, but somehow he got involved, wanting to fight with his blocker. I thought he had a shot at Sheptock about 5 yards into the run. But instead, he got preoccupied, chicken fighting, and instead of going for the ball carrier, kind of lost sight of the play.
Ninth grader Bo Sheptock. Well, what a future he has in this program.
Does he ever.
Terrific safety, good running back. First and 10 Berwick after the 10-yard run by him.
Headsy player as well, Jim. When you play safety, you have to understand the game, and he does.
Onsinski gives the ball to Benny Noor, breaks out of the pack at the 35, out to midfield for a Berwick first down.
Give him 14 or 15 on that, and that's going to push him right about the 100-yard mark. I think a yard or so under. I'll let you measure it out, Jim. But it looked like he was stopped about a yard or two into the game. Shrugged that away. I don't know if they're fatiguing on the Buckhorn side, but he broke away from the tackles and extended the run.
15 yards on the carry by Benny Noor. First and 10, Berwick at midfield. 3.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Put him at 99 yards for the game by my count.
Slot to the wide right side. Trey Wilk is wide to the left. Onsinski has the snap, and he's back to throw, and he's looking, rolls right, fakes a throw. Santiago wraps him up right at the line of scrimmage.
Nowhere to go. I don't know if he's indecisive in the pocket, but he seems to look downfield, and instead of getting rid of the ball, maybe the receivers haven't broken free, but he's not feeling comfortable throwing. He's been exiting to his right, which is the smart way to go if you can escape in that direction. He's been able to have receivers break open, in the scramble drill, not able to hit anyone there.
Second down and 10. Bulldogs from midfield. Slot to the right. Wide receiver left. After a shift, Spencer Kishball's on a wing to the left side. Lonzinski out of the gun. Hands the ball to Ryan Bankus up the middle. Bankus battles for what he can get, which is about 3 to the 47-yard line of the Buckhorns. Third down coming.
I like the way he explodes into the football, takes that hand off, and runs very hard until he's hit. You're right with about 3, Jim, but I'm impressed by his explosiveness.
Third down and 7, Berwick. Under 2 to play here in the third quarter. Bulldogs trying to advance to what would be a district semifinal game, in all likelihood in Archibald next Friday night against Valley View. Sheptock in motion right to left, fake to him. Lonzinski rolls right to throw, looking downfield, going to keep the football, runs over a tackler and gets a first down at the 39-yard line.
Cornerbacks just can't stay with him, Jim. He's going to get that head of steam. They wanted to swing Spencer Kishbaugh out at about 7 or 8 yards. Lonzinski's rolling with him, and I think he just said, rather than risk the pass, I might be off target. Kishbaugh may drop it. It may not float in. I can get that same yardage with my momentum and driving through people. So I think it was a good decision just to tuck it and run, even though he might have been able to feather that one in.
8 yards in the carry by Matt Lonzinski, and Berwick with a first down at the Buckhorns' 39-yard line. Ryan Backus the call. Has some running over to the 35, the 30, to the 25, and down near the 23-yard line.
Well, he's quick, and the line has been opening the holes. We've been talking about how they're slashing a little bit from the center of the left toward the right side. Again, the same design, this time out a hole a little bit further, hitting closer to the C-gap. They've been able to double on down, let some people run past, and they're just creating seams. Great blocking schemes and great execution by the offensive line and the H-backs.
15 yards on the carry by Ryan Backus. 1st and 10, Berwick at the Wallenpaupack 24-yard line. Lonzinski out of the gun. Fumble on the exchange. Lonzinski gets on it back at the 33-yard line. They'll lose 9 on the play.
Not much they can do. Not able to make the play on the shotgun snap. It's bouncing. Instead of falling on it, he thought he'd be able to pick it up. He did, but couldn't get anywhere.
That is the end of the third quarter play with the score. Berwick 31, Wallenpaupack 3. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Are you looking for a pre-owned truck? Well, we have over 80 in stock right here at Blaze Alexander Chevrolet in Muncie. We got regular cabs, crew cabs, and double cabs, Fords, Rams, Chevys, GMC trucks at a price you want and a payment you can afford. These trucks are red hot. Get them before they're gone. Stop and shop or visit us online at blazealexanderchevy.com. So don't waste your time going anywhere else. Stop in today at Blaze Alexander Chevrolet in Muncie.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
3 quarters of the books here at Crispin Field. Big night for the Bulldogs, this District 2 Quad A quarterfinal. They lead Wallenpaupack by a score of 31-3. Berwick headed to the semifinals to take on Valley View. Valley View rolling it up on Crestwood tonight at home by a score of 38-0. Bulldogs have looked very, very impressive in this one. They'll start the final period with the ball at the Wallenpaupack 33-yard line, facing a 2nd down and 19.
Berwick ran the ball pretty well throughout the game, but as this second half progressed, it's big chunks of yardage. They're getting almost every touch.
Lonzinski under center, walking backs to the left. 2nd down call. Handoff inside to Dre Wilk, trying the right side, and he's ridden out of bounds across the way at about the 31-yard line. They'll pick up just about 2 on the play, 3rd and long.
Nice design to the play. Wilk was one of that bunch of blocking backs off the left side, Jim. 2 of them led like it was counter Trey, going to sweep that way, and he took the handoff and followed. So we had a nice convoy of blockers. Good defensive play to be able to sift on through and stop him.
3rd down and 17. Berwick at the Wallenpaupack 31-yard line.
Berwick taking their time in the huddle, not hurrying things.
Slot to the left side. Lonzinski out of the gun. Back to throw, looking long into the end zone. Scramble is on. Interception down at the 3-yard line. The Buckhorns will take over the football. There is a flag down on the play behind the line of scrimmage.
TJ Smallsy was there along with Spencer Kishbaugh and 2 other players. It was a question of who was going to get the best position to be able to make the play. Schmalzy did. We'll have to see with the penalty. comes out to, though. If not, the Buckhorns will have the ball down around the 2. He was not in the end zone. Would have been better for Schmalzi if he were. They'd have had a touchback. If they maintain possession with the interception, it's going to be terrible field position.
Unsportsmanlike against Berwick. Boy, that is the one negative for this second half for the Bulldogs. That's 2 unsportsmanlike and a personal foul.
Yeah. And will it be marched off after the play? If so, it'll get them out of the hole here where their backs would be lined up in the end zone. Interception down on the 2.
Okay, if not for the penalty, that wouldn't be the worst play for Berwick.
No.
I mean, you have a third and a lot of yardage to gain. It's like a punt.
And you had Spencer Kishbaugh right next to Schmalzi, Jim. I just don't think he was aware of where the ball was coming down at the same time. They looked like they moved it half the distance to the goal the other way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they originally indicated unsportsmanlike against Berwick, but then they changed it. The unsportsmanlike goes against Wallenpaupack. So the ball down around the 2-yard line.
Inside.
That's where they have it. And now we have a stoppage of play, and the Buckhorns will use a timeout. 10:57 remaining, 31-3 Bulldogs. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Their new location, 500 Fowler Avenue in Berwick, has your favorite pharmacist team, like Kim, that you've trusted for more than 20 years, and they've gotten even better. Free blister packs, free home delivery with no tips, free COVID testing and rapid testing, and less than a 15-minute average wait time on prescriptions. Why would you go to the big box pharmacies where you might wait for days? Go to the name you know and trust, the Berwick Medicine Shop, and follow their Facebook page. Berwick Medicine Shop proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
10:57 remaining in the game. Berwick dominating Wallenpaupack to the tune of 31-3. The Bulldogs appear on their way to the District 2 Quad A semifinals. Looks like they'll have to go through the top seed, Valley View. Valley View all over Crestwood in this game, 38-0.
Yeah, if you want the district championship, you got to beat the best somewhere along the way, Jimmy. Beat them next week. Ball's inside the 1, actually, Jim, after that penalty mark-off.
So Wallenpaupack following their timeout deep in their own territory. Shadrach A.J., the tailback, out 5 yards deep in the end zone. He gets the call, tries the right side, looking for some room, and he gets some. Off the right, he gets out to the 8-yard line. Good first down carry, 2nd down and 3.
Ryan Bankus is in there as inside linebacker. Little undersized for that position. They targeted him with those 290-pound guards coming at him, and they're able to run behind that oversized line on the right.
2nd down and 3 for Wallenpaupack at their own 8-yard line. T.J. Schmalzi wide to the left side. The only wide receiver. Power I to the right on the 2nd down and short call. And A.J. gets the call and going very, very little as Benny Noor comes from his defender's position.
Came up very well. You know, it comes at you, you come at it. They have that power eye leading the way off their right side. Benny Noor on the defensive left comes up and meet it and limits it to about a yard. 3rd and about a yard, short 2 coming up.
Benny Noor is so dynamic in so many spots in offense that sometimes you forget what a great defender he is. He's very good on that side of the ball as well. The official says we need a timeout.
Player may have some blood on him or an equipment problem. They're going to send off Santiago, Jim, to get checked. Jordan Santiago, the tight end, 6 foot, 210-pound 10th grader, being escorted off as the officials realized he might have been a little wobbly
You know, I'm not a big fan of the quarterback going to the sideline for the play, and yet both these schools do it, and a lot of schools do it during the course of the year. But, boy, when you're backed up as far as they are,
it's a long way to go.
And their quarterback is limping right now, so that really makes a tough situation. As it will be 3rd down and 1. Wallenpaupack at their own 10-yard line.
Power eye, watch him off the right side again.
Berwick showing a run blitz. Levant back to throw, and it'll be buried back at the 1-yard line.
Which player got him first? Blockus is in there, but I think he is congratulating Bruce Hartman, Jim. So Hartman got in there first for the loss, and instead of a 3rd and 1 being converted, it's going to become a 4th and 9, a punter punting from short distance with his heels on the end line of the end zone.
Not a big fan of that call.
No, not at all. I mean, you have everything going for you with the size. Quarterback sneak would have been a smarter call. Watch he doesn't step out of the end zone.
Roman as deep as you can go. Levant.
Yeah.
Snap is there. Left puts it away. Kick will be fielded by Benny North, the 30-yard line. Lots of running room to the 25, to the 20, and down around the 16. Still on his feet. Down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Wow. The first man down ran past him. I don't understand why. Should have seen who was catching the punt, used his eyes, but he ran past the play. And then Benny North meant minimal resistance for the first 20 yards of the return. About 4 people came together to stop him, and he just would not go down. Fought and fought and fought, and took himself all the way on down there to the 8-yard line.
First and goal for Berwick with 8:14 to go in the game. And the Bulldogs already leading this one by a score of 31-3. Jimmy DeAndre will be in the offense, probably as the fullback. He is ahead of Benny North, the tailback spot. First and goal, Berwick at the 8. Lonzinski under center. From the 8, Knorr with the call. Hit behind the line. Breaks free. Gets to the 5 and maybe the 4-yard line on second effort.
Yeah, I was watching a little push in there by Xander Unger. After his block, he saw that the runner got by him. Figured I'll go on and make sure they don't turn him back. Got a little additional yardage with that push.
Second down and goal. Berwick at the Wallenpaupack 5-yard line.
That's the 100-yard game for Benny North. Jimmy hasn't carried since he got 99. And 2 yards there, give him 101.
Coming off a 200-yard effort in the regular season finale last Saturday afternoon here against Wilkes-Barre area. DeAndre again, the fullback, ahead of Knorr in the eye. Berwick using a lot of clock. 7:18 to go in the game. Lonzinski to Knorr, tries the right side, and will get a yard on the play.
Or 2. We'll see where they spot it. Little double dive action. Make Diombre off to the left. Spun and gave it to Benny Knorr off the right. Used the standard blocking there. He just kept the legs on pumping. You're right, Jim, with the yard.
Third down and goal. Berwick at the Wallenpaupack 4-yard line.
Officials coming into the Berwick huddle for some reason.
Lonzinski just now trotting on with the play call. Clock will be under 6.5 minutes to go. Stay with us. Following the game, Andy will have all the stats, and Raven Klein will bring you updated on the playoff picture from tonight. Nor the tailback in the eye from the 4-yard line. He gets the call, tries the left side. Blockers out in front, lowers the shoulder, keeps the legs driving, gets in for the touchdown. Great effort, Benny North from 4 yards out.
Yes, it was. Sweeping action. They aimed over left tackle. He was able to keep bending it out. And while people came up to engage with him, he had the ball in his left arm, and he kept the feet driving. As he got to the goal, he reached the ball over. It was eventually swatted out of his hand, but once the ball crosses that plane of the front line of the goal line, it's ruled as the touchdown and the fumble's irrelevant.
Brendan Hinkle will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Betty Noor. Snap, placement, kick is up, and the kick is no good. No good. Time on the field, 6:09 remaining in the game with the score. Berwick 37 and Wallenpaupack 3. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio, HLM.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickashinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with pre-arranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Senior running back Benny Noor with his second rushing touchdown of the game. Berwick extends their lead to 37-3. 6:09 remaining in this one, as President Hinkle will kick off his kick. Very, very high. Schmolzy up the middle to 7, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, the 25. Still on his feet. Taji Taylor wraps him up at around the 30-yard line.
Brendan Hawkins also getting on in there, putting his shoulder in to finish the tackle. Tristan English had the first touch on him, slowed him down a little bit, and then Taji Taylor and Brendan Hawkins coming on in.
Braden Hawkins is a 5'9", 165-pound sophomore for the Bulldogs. Might see him at some running back position before this one is out. 31-yard line is the line of scrimmage. Berwick with subs in defensively.
Joshua Kishbaugh at cornerback here on the left side.
Offset eye, carry up the middle, and Nick Pajovich makes the tackle of Shadrach A.J., but not before A.J. picks up a first down. Flag down, then well after the play.
Didn't see the altercation. Don't think it was during the play. I'm with you, something after the play, but I didn't see anyone mixing it up. Pajovich came up well from the secondary, but he wasn't going to make a hit until 7 yards into the run. This running back, Shadrach A.J., 7 yards deep, plus 7 yards. It's a lot of momentum going, and he's going to win it. Personal foul both ways, Jim. They'll wipe it off.
What's the point of those?
Sometimes it slows down any type of friction that is going on, Jim. Guys realize they've been flagged. They think, I'm going to be in trouble with the coach. This may hurt me. And you kind of wipe your brow after the fact when it is wiped away.
11 yards in that carry by Shadrach A.J. First and 10. Wallenpaupack at their own 42-yard line. Brett Levant has the snap, fires a quick out, has Schmalzy, looks for some running room, breaks the tackle. He's over midfield. He's down the sideline, still on his feet. Gets to the Berwick 36, I think they're going to say he was out at that point.
I thought he might have been out a little sooner, but the official was running down the line, keeping his eye very close on it, and he allowed that run to continue at least to that point, to the Berwick 36.
22 yards on the reception and run by T.J. Schmalzy, who is a very, very good football player.
He could play for me, Jim, that's for sure. He has a way of getting that ball, looking very natural in doing it, very comfortable on the field. Good hands, good speed, good running ability after the catch. He pretty much has it all.
He is to split to the right. There's a slot to the left. Now Schmalzy comes in motion, takes the handoff on the jet sweep at the 35 to the 30. It breaks open for him, and he will jog to the end zone for a touchdown. Is there a flag on the play?
It's a yellow glove. It's a yellow glove, Jim, not a flag. I put the binoculars on it. He made it look easy. Berwick has a lot of substitutes in at this point. He's running a jet sweep from right to left. He ran it very deliberately, almost stopping in the backfield. And then once he got there, he went forward. Oh, it is a flag. Or a touchdown and a personal foul, face mask at the end. And it'll be on the kickoff. So, yeah, I thought that was the glove. Shows you what I know. Anyway, against Berwick. So he reversed his field from the jet sweep going from right to left. Cut across the green. Berwick in its pursuit. The young players over-pursued. And he was able to coast the last 25 yards.
So against Berwick's subs, Wallenpaupack gets their first touchdown of the game. And Roman Levant will attempt the extra point.
28 of 29 on the season for them.
Kick is up, and the kick is good. Time on the field, 5:09 to play. 37. Wallenpaupack 10. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
The community of Berwick knows Bulldog tough. So when it's time to remodel your garage or replace your overhead door, go with the quality doors and service the Red Ribbon represents. Look for the Red Ribbon logo. It's a symbol of 100 years of great doors, great installation, and great service. Give Overhead Door Company of Berwick a call, 570-759-3053, or visit their website at ohdberwick.com. Overhead Door Company of Berwick proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
A personal foul against Berwick on the touchdown run by T.J. Schmalze will be walked off on the kickoff. A lot of confusion as to which team is going in which direction. I mean, they are all over the field. 5:09 to go. Berwick leads Wallenpaupack by a score of 37-10.
How far past the end zone are we going to see Roman Levant kick this if he kicks from the 45-yard line, Jim?
Well, I'm glad my car isn't parked beyond that goalpost.
He really does. You can kick from the middle of the field, Berwick 45-yard line. It's actually a good place for an onside kick. You seem to waste the opportunity if you don't try the onside kick here. Berwick has people up, just two people relatively deep at the 10. It's either going to go out of the end zone or they'll try to squib it, try to get possession.
Ryan Bankus, Rowan Slabinski, deep for the Bulldogs, but they'll have no chance at this one.
Field goal's good.
Yeah, boy, he does have a foot. Berwick will take over, and we'll see what the Bulldogs do in the way of substitutions offensively. They cleared the bench in that last series with defenders, and they'll have the ball at their own 20-yard line with 5:09 to go.
Huddling on the sideline, so it is hard to see. Thought I saw number 3 in there. That's Ethan Lear. He will be quarterbacking. 0 for 1 passing on the year, Jim. When he gets in there, it's not passing situations for Berwick.
Jimmy DeAndre will be the fullback, and Braden Hawkins will be the tailback in the I.
And they usually go pretty vanilla.
And Berwick uses a timeout. Probably not enough personnel on the field. 5:09 to go. Bulldogs lead 37-10. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal and total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Bulldogs take over at their own 20-yard line with 5:09 to play. Ethan Lear is the new quarterback for the Bulldogs. Braden Hawkins is the tailback. Hawkins gets the call. He is stood up for a loss of a yard or two on the play. Second down coming.
Justin Realis coming on in and making the play. Michael Vaughn is in there as one of the linemen. Chase Shuckers also seeing action since he's just a freshman. Bruce Hartman getting a little bit more playing time as well.
Second down and 13. Berwick back at their 17-yard line.
Gavin Jones, 5'7", 165, freshman in that offensive line.
Ethan Lear is a terrific running quarterback. He's had some big performances in JV games this season running the football. Gives the ball to Hawkins, and there's some running room off the left side. And Hawkins brought down at the 30-yard line. Still very close to a first down, and he did pick up the first down. They needed 13. That's exactly what he got.
Yes, it is. Very nice sweeping action. Ran with deliberation, waited for the blocks to develop, and then turned up the sideline. Very nicely done by Braden Hawkins.
Give him 14 on the play to the 31-yard line. Under 4 to play. Bulldogs going to close out their home season. What a turnaround this season it's been. Winners of 6 of their last 7 games after a 1-3 start. Call goes straight ahead and nothing doing. Perhaps a loss in the play by Hawkins to the 30-yard line.
Tried to trap on the inside, but not really fooling anyone with the action. Still have that 370-pound nose guard in there for the Buckhorns, Sam Phillip.
I've heard Archibald is very nice this time of year, and that's where we'll be next Friday night for the District 2 Quad A semifinals. Valley View, traditional power in District 2 and the number 1 seed in the tournament. The Bulldogs right now have to feel pretty good about the way they're playing. I formation. Lear waits the snap. Going to keep the ball himself. Started left, goes to the right, and is dropped down for a loss back at the 25-yard line.
DJ Smallsley still in there, Jim, made that tackle. They wanted to run a quarterback trap, the same type of blocking as the last play, but using the running back to block as well. But it was stuffed up here on the left side. He tried to reverse his field, and Smallsley denied that, setting up the loss.
Andy and I spent a good part of the day memorizing Smallsley.
Schmalzley, did I say it right?
Yes, you did.
For the most part, I did. And then you got Shadrach AJ, and when you say just AJ, it sounds like you're calling him by the first name, but no, Shadrach, good biblical name.
Third and long, Berwick. I formation. Ethan Lear, the sophomore quarterback, under center. Gives the ball straight ahead to the fullback for no gain as the punt team will come on for the Bulldogs.
And James DeAndre just with nowhere to go. Dunmore still dominating defensively with some of those big players on the inside, not giving Berwick any lanes with their second-teamers.
Where'd you get Dunmore?
Oh, you know, I'm thinking Buckhorns, and that's been slipping in. I got Schmalzley right, though, so.
Clock running, 1:14 to go. Benny Knorr back to do the punting for the Bulldogs. Ethan Lear will go from quarterback to long snapper. Benny's kick is a line drive. Field at the 49-yard line by Capshaw. The run down field inside the 20 and then ridden back about the 21-yard line. So that's where the Buckhorns will put it in play with a chance to get one more on the board. That was Justin Stella on the return.
Harrison Snyder on the tackle, and it might have been a touchdown-saving tackle. Let's see what type of play call then we get here with 50 seconds left. Do they aggressively try to go with another? On the last drive with Berwick's number 2s in, they ran a jet sweep with Schmalzy. I think they've substituted a little more this time, although Schmalzley's still there.
Ball at the Berwick 21-yard line.
They haven't really substituted at all.
Nope. Nope. First teamers still in there for the Buckhorns.
A lot of seniors, Jim, in their last minutes of play ever. The uniforms will come off for them tonight for the last time.
Levant back to throw. Lots of time. Rolls right. Fires, has the completion down at the 9-yard line. No, they're saying incomplete with 43.3 seconds to play.
Joshua Kishbaugh on the coverage. He couldn't prevent the attempt of the catch, but was right there to stop it around the 7-yard line, prevent any spin for a touchdown with the 43 seconds left, but the receiver just couldn't hold on.
Well, Brett Levant has to be thinking, boy, finally some time to throw the ball tonight. He
hasn't had much.
No, this Berwick first-line defense really gets after it.
Talked about the star power plus all the other complementary players who do their part, Jim, and it's almost an all-star team out there. They're very, very good defensively.
From the 21-yard line, 43 seconds to play. AJ goes in motion to the left. Levant back to throw, looking long for Schmalzy, and he makes the grab for the touchdown. 21 yards for the score.
He's good. Double coverage was coming his way. The cornerback had his back to him. He was facing the football as he goes up high. The safety's coming over, but is a little bit late. And with the talent that Schmalzy has, he's able to run that fade type of pattern, get by the corner who's covering him, get that step, look back for the ball, go high, catch it at its apex, and make the touchdown score.
And now Roman Levant will be on to attempt the extra point. Snap placement, kick is up, and the kick is good. Time out on the field, 37.2 seconds remaining. Berwick, 37. Wallenpaupack, 17. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio HLM.
S.J. Kowalski Heating and Air Conditioning sells comfort. Since 1972, S.J. Kowalski understands the importance of doing business locally. They service what they sell and take pride in customer satisfaction. S.J. Kowalski is a trained comfort specialist, a Lennox dealer, and they are Northeastern Pennsylvania's premier dealer of Mitsubishi ductless mini-split systems. S.J. Kowalski also sells and installs energy-efficient Renai water heaters and geothermal systems. Call 1-888-KOWALSKI and ask about special promotions and zero-interest financing.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
37.2 seconds remaining. Wallenpaupack getting 2 scores on the board against the Berwick reserves here in the fourth quarter to make the score look more respectable. 37-17 is the count now, as Roman Levant set to kick off for the Buckhorns. Long kick to the far side, another touchback for him. We mentioned coming to this game, 22 touchbacks on the season. He's added a couple to that here in the second half. So Berwick with a couple of snaps away from advancing to the District 2 Quad A semifinals. They will do it with a 7-4 record. They'll face a Valley View team that was undefeated until a close loss to Scranton Prep in the regular season finale last week. So a good matchup next Friday. We hope you'll join us for the broadcast. It starts, as usual, with the Coach DiFrancesco show at 6. Lear will take a snap, take a knee. The clock will wind down. An impressive performance by Berwick. Again, the final score not even indicative of how much they dominated this football game, as the final score will be Berwick 37, Wallenpaupack 17. Stay with us. Upcoming, the scoring, the stats, and playoff scores with Raven Klein. You're listening to Berwick Football and Sports Radio, HLM.
Yannick Real Estate is your full-service real estate agency. Buying, selling, residential, commercial, multifamily, land, and rental management. Call Yannick Real Estate. Owner Mike Yannick, a veteran himself, served his country and has been serving this area for decades. Mike and his staff will guide you through the real estate process. Veterans, be sure to check the VA loan options. Yannick Real Estate, your full-service real estate agency. 1232 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 759-3300.
Sports injury got you down? No one knows sports medicine like Lehigh Valley Health Network and Coordinated Health. Their unrivaled sports team has the highest orthopedic success rates in the region. With more than 30 years experience, they put athletes first and provide same-day appointments. Don't let a sports injury slow you down. Learn more at lvhn.org/sports medicine or call 888-402-LVHN.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick. The roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding. Specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
S.J. Kowalski Heating and Air Conditioning is proud to offer the Air Scrubber by Aris. It reduces exposure to common bacteria and viruses and their health effects. Air Scrubbers don't just treat the air, they also help to clean the surfaces of your home, such as countertops, bathrooms, kitchens, and doorknobs. The Air Scrubber is quick and easy, designed to fit into your existing HVAC system. Learn more by calling 1-888-KOWALSKI or on the web at sjkowalski.com.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Bulldogs win impressively here tonight. Final score doesn't indicate just how dominant they were. 37-17 is that final score. Berwick got on the board early. Their opening kickoff returned by Benny Knorr, 48 yards to the Buckhorn 48-yard line. And later, Brendan Hinkle on that possession, a 33-yard field goal, his first of the season. Berwick took a 3-0 lead with 7:48 to go in the first. Later in that first quarter, the Buckhorns attempting to pass from Berwick territory. In fact, they had it at the Bulldog 22-yard line. But the pass was intercepted and returned 85 yards for a touchdown by Spencer Kishbaugh, his second touchdown return on an interception of the season. Hinkle with the extra point, 10-0 Bulldogs after one. In the second quarter, Berwick lost a fumble. Aiden Robertson recovering at the Bulldog 26. Berwick's defense was up to the task, but Roman Levant kicked a 42-yard field goal to get the Buckhorns on the board. 10-3 Berwick, 9:31 to go in the first. Berwick countered with a 85-yard drive on just 4 plays. That is the Independent's 4th drive of the game. Capped on a 32-yard touchdown pass, Matt Linzinski to Rowan Slabinski. The extra point by Brendan Hinkle, 17-3 Berwick. And then after a short punt, Berwick taking over in Buckhorn territory. And from the 33-yard line, Matt Linzinski threw to the end zone. And Spencer Kishbaugh just overpowered everyone else in the end zone to grab the pass for the touchdown with 5.9 seconds remaining in the half. After the Hinkle extra point, Berwick went in leading 24-3. Bulldogs put the cap on things, 6:24 to go in the third. Their first possession of the second half, 6 plays, 57 yards, 9-yard touchdown run by Benny Knorr. Biggest play, a 29-yard pass from Matt Linzinski to Tajee Taylor. Brendan Hinkle with the extra point, 31-3 Berwick after 3. Bulldogs got their final score in the fourth quarter after a punt return by Benny Knorr to the 7. A couple plays later, he took it in from the 4-yard line. Kick failed. Berwick led 37-3. And then with the Berwick subs in, Wallenpaupack able to get 2 scores on the board, both by T.J. Schmalze, one a 36-yard run, one a 21-yard pass from Brett Levant. 37-17 is the final. Berwick winning. Stats in tonight's game, Andy, you look.
Yeah, just before we get to that, Jim, if you look out on the field, the Wallenpaupack Buckhorns are out there, and they have two lines of underclassmen, and they're walking their seniors through their last time ever playing in a game, and they're hugging each other and celebrating a good season, and congratulating the seniors. And I think it's a very touching moment. Let's look at the stats. Berwick certainly had the advantage. 307 yards in total offense to 166, and a good bit of that coming in the last 8 minutes against the substitutes. For Wallenpaupack, their running game amassed just 56 yards. They average 117 a game. 20 carries in all, 67 positive, 11 negative yards. The quarterback, Brett Levant, I thought he played a nice game. Boy, he was under pressure throughout the game. 6 carries for him for 11. TJ Schmalze came in the last 5 minutes or so, and they ran a jet sweep with him. He got a 36-yard touchdown on that. And then Shadrach AJ, solid running back, but boy, Berwick kept him in check. From his I formation, 13 carries, but just 31 yards. A net of 56 yards in the running game. In the passing game, I have them for 110 yards. I have Levant 6 of 12, threw the 1 interception, and boy, that was a long return by Spencer Kishbaugh, 85 yards, as you mentioned. So throwing at 50% on the game. TJ Schmalze, what an amazing receiver. 5 catches in all, 104 yards. Plays strong defense as well, not afraid to return kickoffs either. I thought he looked very, very strong. Jordan Santiago had the other catch, that being a 6-yarder. 6 catches in all, 110 yards on the 12 attempts. Had the 110 in the air to the 56 on the ground. Berwick held this team to 166 yards. For the Berwick Bulldogs, 164 on the ground, 143 in the air, 307 yards in all. I thought it might have been Matt Lonzinski's best game. He ran nicely, 5 carries for 16 yards, avoided sacks for the most part, got caught once in the backfield when a bad snap came on back, but not to be blamed for that. 9 of 14 passing, 1 interception, 143 yards. Among the receivers, Dre Will caught 1, a 9-yarder, where he had some nice interference downfield, as he was able to take a screen pass and use that blocking interference very well. Benny Knorr, 2 first-half catches for 35 yards. Tajee Taylor, as the quarterback scrambled, did a little deep comeback, 29 yards on that. Rowan Slabinski got behind the defense, 1 catch, 32 yards, a touchdown for him. And Spencer Kishbaugh, it's hard to believe he gets better every game because he's that good to begin with. 4 catches, 38 yards, and a catch defensively that went 85 yards the other way, along with playing ferocious defense and having his strong blocking. So add up all the catches, 143 yards on the 9 completions and 14 attempts. The running game amassed 164 yards. The game plan, of course, is to go with Benny Knorr. Gets another 100-yard game. 16 carries, 106 yards for Benny Knorr. Ryan Bankus looked strong with his burst, just 4 carries, but 26 yards in all for him. Bo Sheptock took a jet sweep, went 10 yards on that. Dre Wilkes, similar, just 2 yards on his run. James DeAndre lost 2 here in the fourth quarter. Braden Hawkins, 2 carries for 13. Ethan Lear lost 7 on a quarterback keeper. And Matt Lonzinski, we mentioned, 5 carries for 16 positive. Factor it all up, 31 carries, 164 on the ground, added to the 143 in the air. Berwick with 307 yards, but a complete game. The offense is what you see in the stats. The defense, I thought, was awesome. And I think the specialty team play really shone through as well. A great victory for the Berwick team there. Jim?
37-17 is the final here. For an update on other district playoff games tonight, let's return to the studios of WHOM and Raven Klein.
Thank you very much, Jim. In high school football tonight, in District 2 6A semifinals, a final. Hazleton area wins over Wilkes-Barre area 24-3. A final, Delaware Valley defeats Scranton 38-7. In District 2 5A semifinals, in the fourth quarter, East Stroudsburg South is leading over Wyoming Valley West 52-20. In District 2 Quad A quarterfinals, a final, Valley View wins over Crestwood 38-7. A final, Dallas beats Pittston area 35-12. A final, North Pocono wins over Honesdale 27-0. In District 2 AAA playoffs, in the fourth quarter, Wyoming area is leading Carbondale 48-13. In District 4 Quad A semifinals, a final, Jersey Shore beat Lewisburg 48-7. A final, Selinsgrove wins over Shamokin 49-13. In District 4 AAA quarterfinals, a final, Loyalsock wins over Cowanesque 47-7. A final, Milton beat North Penn's Mansfield 35-0. And a final, Montoursville wins over Athens 48-14. Back to you, Jim.
Okay, thank you very much, Raven. With the loss, Wallenpaupack season comes to an end. The Buckhorns finish 4-7 overall. With the victory, Berwick goes to 7-4. They now advance into the District 2 Quad A semifinals. They'll travel to Archbold to take on Valley View, the top seed. Next Friday night, Valley View, as you heard from Raven, beating Crestwood by a score of 38-7 in their quarterfinal game tonight. So we hope you'll join us for the broadcast of that one. Should be a good one from Archbold. That game will kick off at 7. Our coverage will start with the Coach DeFrancesco show at 6. That final again tonight, Berwick 37, Wallenpaupack 17. For Andy Lickney and our producer Raven Klein, this is Jim Doyle reminding you heard it live on Sports Radio HLM.
You've been listening to Berwick Bulldogs Football Playoffs on Sports Radio HLM. Brought to you by Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick for all your home improvements. Yannick Real Estate, commercial and residential. Axis Gymnastics Academy, East 7th Street in Bloomsburg. First Columbia Bank and Trust, with you every step of the way. Riverview Block Inc. of Berwick. Welsh's Towing and Repair, towing, recovery, and lockout services. The Berwick Medicine Shop, now at 500 Fowler Avenue in Berwick. The Blaze Alexander Family Dealerships. ND Accounting and Consulting, your hometown CPA firm. Overhead Door Company of Berwick. The Mayo Funeral Homes of Berwick and Chickshinny. S.J. Kowalski Heating and Cooling, the way the earth intended. Don's Towing, Truck and Trailer Repair, Route 11 in Berwick. Independence Ford, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your partner for orthopedic and sports medicine care. And by Name Brand Liquidations in the Berwick Plaza on Route 11. HLM is the Valley Sports Leader.